It is our mission to embrace the ideal that our show shall always strive to belittle the stupid and to play an occasional song. We shall also strive to take all of your requests, but to never, under any circumstances, play those requests. It is our mission to offend as many people as we can in the shortest time possible. We shall always remember that no matter how pointless and stupid the things we say are, we shall present them in such a way that they will be lessons that will last a lifetime. We shall strive always to do nothing and to be mean. We shall strive mightily to always be the #1 morning show in Salt Lake, or, if not that, the #2 morning show, or at least somewhere in the top 15 or 20 morning shows. At least once a year, we shall go to someone's home, and we shall eat really good food, and we'll make you wish that you could be there to share it with us. And finally, it is our mission to always remind the listeners that we never lie, and we're always right. So let it be written, so let it be done.
Gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
So what's the name of that song again? I was trying. Yeah. So you
From so long ago that I don't remember.
What was the? Oh, there's an On This Day, is there?
On this day,
Ah.
in 1987, Beastie Boys became the first rap act to have a #1 album in the U.S. with their debut,
Really?
Licensed to Ill.
Number.
The album is one of Columbia Records' fastest-selling debut records to date.
And still as
Cherished.
fresh and timeless as it was back then.
I enjoy it still.
Yes, I do too. It's one other On This Day that I have here. I just saw this little factoid, as I like to call them.
Yes.
I think I invented that word. 1993. Todd Bridges stabbed a guy. And he's the guy. It was apparently the guy walked up to him and said, "What you talking about, Willis?" And he said, "I'll show you what I'm talking about," and stabbed him, and went to jail.
It's the Different Strokes curse.
Different Strokes. Gary, what's his little
Coleman,
short guy. Yeah. Gary, short guy, and yeah.
Now I nearly played this.
Dancing in the Dark.
Would have been a good choice.
But I couldn't find a good copy of it. A clean copy.
Is this a YouTube?
This is a YouTube. You can hear it doesn't sound quite right.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
a
it
little
didn't never
scratchy.
sound any better.
It was Peter Wolf's birthday. Lead singer of Jay Giles' band, but this is solo stuff that he did.
Peter Wolf.
I always wondered about Jay Giles. Was there was nobody in the band?
Yes, the
There
guitarist
was a guy.
Jay
Okay.
Giles.
I
He
never
said,
knew.
"This is my band," and I know everybody
Everybody thought Peter
thought
Wolf
Peter Wolf
was Jay
Yeah,
Giles.
but he's like, no, it's
Okay.
It's part of the reason they broke up.
yeah.
Yeah. I knew there was some
My
confusion
band.
there.
It's
My
like,
band.
it's like Van Halen.
You should have called it the Peter Wolf Jay Giles Band.
No, we were no. Jay Giles would never stand for
No.
that. You're just my singer.
And
Peter
it was
Wolf.
just the initial J, right?
Yeah.
Yes, letter J.
Yeah. Okay, that's
That's enough of that.
yeah. Oh, but I heard Gina shaking her. I heard in her voice that she was shaking her finger at you, and said indignantly, "That's not what I told you to play."
Well,
like
I
like
asked
you were
her-
her child.
I asked her, find something from License to Ill that besides Fight for Your Right to Party.
Right. Okay.
Something
So,
on it.
I
And
said
she-
either No Sleep Till Brooklyn or She's Crafty, because I'm thinking those are ones you don't hear as much as
Brass Monkey.
Brass
or-
Monkey and
And in my half-awake state, I just went,
I
Oh,
see.
I love Brass Monkey.
But did
You're
you
not
know-
really in trouble, Carrie.
Did you note the tone in her voice, though? It was though you were one of her children who you said, I told you to wait till after dinner to have a cookie.
see, now I know why her children are so perfect. It's because I didn't want to disappoint Gina either.
Yeah.
I know exactly what they're going through.
You feel kind of sheepish and ashamed.
I feel bad that I disappointed her, and now I know what they go
It's
through.
okay.
That's why they don't disappoint her.
I love you
isn't
anyway.
it? Yeah. Oh, and then she
And
says
then
that.
she comes with that.
And the little kids are thinking in their half-formed minds, I guess this is kind of my own hell. This is kind of what hell is sort of like. Thanks, Mom. We love you too.
You're welcome.
I'm going to run off and be perfect. So we got this is not the official beginning of the show.
No.
None of this crap counts.
No.
Just one other quick thing, and then we'll take your check-ins at 877-602-9696. I was pleased to see from the president of our company an email that said, for all of you who went to the insurance meeting, the open enrollment meeting the other day, if you have questions, please get together with Sarah, our HR person, for a one-on-one. I'm sure you might have questions because the president of the company said, because Lord knows I do. It was this avalanche of new stuff about insurance. You know,
Thanks, Obama.
insurance companies have been pushing these health savings accounts
Yes.
forever.
Yes.
And I don't care what they say, I think they're crap.
They-
I don't
they-
want them. I don't want to do it.
They are designed to make your insurance harder to use, and therefore you're less likely to use it. You're more likely to just spend your own money instead of theirs, or yours, really.
Yeah, and then they keep saying, so this is going to give you more control over your money. This is a wonderful thing. More control over your money and your health care choices.
No.
And I don't want to have health care choices. I don't want to think about it. I just want to be able to go to the doctor and say, here's my insurance card, and they say, okay, it's a $5 copay, like they used to do.
Boom.
Or even better, I don't even want to do that. I just want national health care.
Yes.
But so at the end of his whirlwind proposal, he said, any questions? And I raised my hand and said, he said, yes. And I said, huh? And he looked kind of puzzled for a moment.
I could tell looking at everybody in that room, they were like,
Nobody got it.
they were like, what is going on? What is this is not insurance that you're talking about. What is this?
I said, that's my question. Huh? Huh? I don't. Okay. So. Anyway, your check-ins, 877-602-9696. Let's get them going. Call into the show.
You could win Disney on Ice tickets.
All right, the official beginning of the program coming up.
ShamrockPlumbing.net is the website. That's where you can find the phone number and call them and say, listen, I need you to come over. My toilet, about every 45 minutes, it goes... And what is that? And they go...
This sounds like an actual phone call you had.
And they go, oh, we know exactly what that is. And
Why,
you just,
we experts here at Shamrock
Yes.
Plumbing.
We speak toilet.
Yeah.
And they came over, they fixed it, and it don't do that no more.
Shamrock Plumbing, they are our plumbers. You know, we have, and this is true, we have our auto mechanics, we have our dentist, and I mean our radio from hell. We have our car detailer or body repair shop, Everett, all of those places. And we have our plumbers.
This is who we call when we have plumbing issues. They come on time. They are quick.
Sometimes they come early.
They clean up after themselves.
Yeah.
And whatever they've fixed is working great. Or say you have your water softener installed like I did. That works great.
Yeah. So give them a call, 801-295-1690, or as Carrie mentioned, shamrockplumbing.net.
Hi there, it's Kerry Jackson. Geek Show is me and all my best friends sitting in my basement studio, drinking, laughing, and talking about the stuff we love. Sci-fi, movies, TV shows, comic books, toys, games, and more. Get a new Not Safe for Work episode every Monday morning.
GeekShowPodcast.com.
So we got the rest of the potato chips.
All right, now we've tried the. So we started with the cappuccino flavored Lay's potato chips.
Which didn't knock us out, but we didn't hate, except for Gina. She
I
hated
hated
them.
them.
Now,
The wasabi.
now they've had 4 new flavors, and people want to call them both. Wasabi. Bill tried the wasabi as well. Bill Frost.
Yep.
They're-
Not hot. Good, not hot.
Yeah.
They're not hot,
Now,
Tasty.
but they're flavorful.
now I've got the bag of cheddar, bacon, mac and cheese here, and Gina said of the wasabi, "Oh, you got your winner right here." My guess is she won't even try the bacon mac and cheese.
Yeah, I'm sure there's not actual cheese in it.
I don't care.
No, there is. There is. I read the ingredients. There's like cheese powder or something. This is your winner. She won't even try them. No.
I thought you didn't like cheese not because of the flavor, but because it's cheese. And this is
It's a principle. No, I'm not gonna.
and this is far enough
You're
removed
gonna love it. You're
from
gonna love it.
from cheese
do it.
that
She has standards and principles.
I have totally arbitrary rules.
That's exactly. I think that's your winner.
Now there's one more there. What's
Yeah.
that one?
Mango salsa.
Which
Those are-
somebody in the chat room said tasted like potpourri.
Right.
this isn't bad.
Yeah.
Maybe it actually is potpourri.
Although if you eat a few of those, the bacon mac and cheese, they get kind of too salty.
They're not bad.
And here's the wavy mango salsa.
Wavy mango salsa.
Wavy because
I like the idea of mango
Yeah.
salsa.
No?
No good.
Potpourri? Too sweet?
yeah,
Let's see.
too artificial.
Am I right then, without even tasting the bacon mac and cheese, that the wasabi is the best?
No, the bacon mac and cheese is better.
Well, I think your winner is the bacon mac and cheese, because mainstream America will love that flavor.
let me see the wasabi again.
No.
Yeah,
You
potpourri.
have those.
I bought them. What do you
Potpourri.
mean no?
Yeah, mango salsa is a hard sell.
Yeah, that's no good. I don't like it.
You can put it on the back of your toilet tank.
Why would you?
Yeah. Out of all of them, I would say the wasabi is the best flavor, but the winner is the bacon mac and cheese. America will vote for that one.
Oh, yeah.
By the
Mango
way-
salsa's weird.
Yeah. By the way, you notice I'm sharing all of my chips. Girl who wouldn't give me a cookie last week.
4 cookies made for me with my name on them. A gift.
Yeah.
Was
Yes.
it 4 cookies that
Yes.
spelled out Gina?
No, but my name was written on the box.
Yeah. I know.
It's different than you buying 4 bags of chips.
It's
It's not the same thing at all.
I know. It would have been
You
a
could
gift.
replace these chips at any moment
It would have
several
been
times over.
It would have been a gift from your heart, which you were unwilling to make to someone who argued for equal wages for you.
You can't drag that out.
Yeah, why not?
It was proposed.
I can't even finish this one mango
They're
salsa.
terrible.
Yeah, they're not good.
Actually, I like the wasabi okay. I like the bacon mac and cheese best.
I had high hopes for the mango salsa one. If it actually tasted like mango salsa.
Too much mango, not enough salsa. That's the problem.
In a
You
couple
got
of
your percentages off.
In a couple of seconds, I'm going to try one of those dog biscuits. That you
They're
put
very
out
good.
For Ripley.
They're peanut butter.
Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Yeah, what that guy said. Do it. All right, here's the official beginning of the Radio from Hell show. The official beginning.
Brought to you by Get Unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback Credit Card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Oh, excuse me. Just enjoying a sip of Mill Creek coffee.
Ah.
Mill Creek, the coffee of coffees. It's not their slogan at all. I just made that up. The coffee of coffees.
It's the coffee you choose.
It certainly is the best. All right, the moon, my dear friends, is 68.3% of full. We will have a full moon on March 31st. So get ready. Prepare for the full moon. But for today, and the moon is still out there right now, beautiful waning moon. It will set today at 10:19 a.m., today being Wednesday, the 7th day of March in the year of our Lord 2018. And this is North America's most hysterical radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, coming to you from high atop the second story of the massive 12-story Broadway Media Tower. Yes, indeed, Radio from Hell, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry putting on his work cat Jackson.
You mean hysterical, not in the funny sense, right?
No. I mean
like hysteria, like crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, crazed,
thought,
crazy. Yeah, we become hysterical very often around here. I'm Bill Allred. That's Gina Marie Barberi. The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell show is Richie, waiting for Kerry to die, Stedman. Dylan Allred is producing a video for the show, including the amazing Lash Cam.
The amazing Lash Studio Lash Cam.
Yeah, that's hard.
The amazing Lash Studio
Lash
Lash
Cam,
Cam,
which you can see at x96.com/live. And if you go there now, you'll see that. And that's all we're going to put up for the rest of the show is Gina
lashes
blinking there. Who's Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal, I believe, is helping out today. So we'll take your check-ins right now, 877-602-9696.
Brought to you by Follow Your Heart Straight to Adventure at Disney on Ice, playing Vivint Smart Home Arena for the first time, March 8th through the 11th. Just keep swimming with Dory and Hank. Cheer with the emotions from inside out. Venture into wintry Airedale with Elsa, Anna, Kristoff, and Olaf. Make unforgettable memories with Mickey and your favorite Disney characters. Opening night tickets start at just $10.
All right, let's begin with Andrew.
Andrew?
Hello, Andrew.
Yes.
Andrew, good morning, Andrew. Are you have you checked in with us before?
You know, I usually do it through text in the chat room, but my handle's Sparky the Dinosaur.
Oh, yes.
Sparky the Dinosaur.
Well, you should have told the call screener that that was your name.
Yeah, because I still wouldn't have known who you are, but it's more colorful than Andrew.
Well, I didn't think you guys appreciate it, considering your stance on self-appointed nicknames.
Oh, if you want to, I'm not a fan of nicknames, but if you want to have one of your own, that's
I think in the check-in segment, self-appointed nicknames are acceptable.
Sure.
Yeah, it's become like a thing between me and my nephews and nieces and stuff. And
now, what is it
the
again?
Crazy uncle kind of guy.
Yeah, what is
Sparky
it?
the Dinosaur.
Sparky the Dinosaur.
Yeah, Sparky the Dinosaur. They just call me Sparky.
And where did that come from? Is there a story that's even halfway interesting?
I was 15 on a road trip we were taking, and I thought I'd be funny and not talk, and just started making kind of weird squawking noises or whatever. And
give us an example. Give us an example.
Okay.
Hey, you know,
clearly the
I know who that's.
dinosaur.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
You know what that's Sparky the Dinosaur.
Obviously.
Yeah. All right, Andrew. Thanks for checking in with us. Have a lovely day. Anything you want to add to this conversation?
Oh, just love listening to you guys. I usually can't talk because I'm running a CNC machine, but got a 13-hour drive today, and I just maybe 50%.
There's
13-hour drive.
Way more topic. Where are you going, Spark?
Sorry, yeah, that was way more topical. I'm driving a friend up to a funeral in Washington, but
okay.
Yeah.
And what's a CNC machine?
Yeah, just a big computer-controlled lathe that makes small metal parts quickly.
All right, I'm glad I asked. Thanks.
Keep your fingers out of
Bye,
there.
Sparky.
See you, Sparky.
All right.
Oh.
Hey, where you at, dog?
All right.
I'll try not to go into so much
don't.
detail because I keep thinking it's going to be an interesting story.
It never is. Yeah. It never is. Hi, Radford. He is the winner of the Disney on Ice ticket.
Congratulations, Radford.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. What's up with you today, Radford?
Oh, I'm just over here trying to figure out how to make a St. Patrick's Day hat out of balloons.
You're the only person doing that this morning.
You were gonna come and make us some balloon stuff,
animals,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yes.
Isn't there a top hat like an established?
Yeah, I know. I've seen that.
Yeah, top hat kind of
standard
thing. Out of balloons. Yeah.
So you could just make it green.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I think that's probably what he's working on.
I was just thinking probably putting ears on it though. And give it red hair. Go with the stereotypical.
So you're like, so it's like almost like a leprechaun costume.
Yeah, pretty much. That'd be kind of fun for the kids.
Well, you might as well go and add the beard as well.
Oh yeah, there you
Keep
go.
going.
Exactly, that's what I was going for. I was thinking about changing a Santa Claus hat into it.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. So Radford, how often do they let you out to make balloon animals for the kids?
Well, when they let me out of my straitjacket, they usually let me out once in a while.
Okay. Every once in a while. All right. Well, Radford.
Just kidding. No, I'm out every day. I'm out whenever I'm called.
Okay. Well, Radford, please sometime come and make some balloon animals for us. I'd love to have it being done in the studio with all that squeaking and popping.
Yeah, you'd love it for a minute, and then you'd go, "Why did we?"
Well, then we can send him away. Thanks, Radford.
All right.
Just give me a call when you guys are ready.
Okay.
Get his number, Richie.
Well, he's got his number for the tickets. This is student Tyler checking in.
Hello, student.
Good morning, student.
Good morning. Thanks for letting me listen.
You're welcome.
You're a student of what?
Well, of college. I feel like I've been going to school for so long, I should just make that a part of my name.
A professional student.
Mm-hmm.
You're afraid to launch into real life. Is that it?
Exactly.
Okay.
So, when they ask you, on official forms for the government or whatever, they ask you, what's your profession? I pick student because I've been going.
What are you studying? Studying.
I am studying computers right now, kind of getting into programming and things like that.
Well, that's novel.
Yeah, that's original.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, thanks for checking in with us, student Tyler. Nice to hear from you.
Well, I did have a kind of a random question for Bill.
Yeah.
The other day I was watching YouTube and I found a video diary of when I think you went on a trip to Zions or somewhere down south.
Havasupai?
A while ago. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and we're planning a family trip down there, and I wanted to ask you what your favorite part of that trip was.
Well, that particular, if it's the trip where we went down to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, Richie and I and some other friends did that several years ago, and the whole thing was just amazing. But it's a hard hike, and you have to get a permit to go down there to stay. There's a Native American tribe, the Havasupai Indians live down there, and you have to get a permit from them to go down there. So you can't just hike down and say, "Hey, I'm here." You have to plan ahead. So, but it's beautiful down there.
The car ride looked pretty cramped from your footage.
It was. And Richie farted.
And your hair was longer back then.
Yes, it was. Thanks for checking in with us, student Tyler. And tell us when you get back from your trip, let us know what it was and how it was, okay?
I will do. All right. Thanks, guys.
See ya. Breeden.
Oh, my goodness. You got my name right this time.
That's because they spelled it phonetically
that's
as
helpful.
they should.
Thank you.
In the window here that says that is who is calling.
Hi, Breeden.
Hello. How are you folks this morning?
Just great.
Fine. Just tell us what you're doing, and then we got to go.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm here to hang the old window again, just like my daddy and his daddy before him. I'm just kidding. One's a cop and the other one's dead. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to have a good day and appreciate you guys once again.
You're the son of a cop?
Help you folks.
You're the son of a cop?
I sure am.
Is he still a cop?
He sure is.
Man,
about 18 years now.
Man, you have always had to be just right on the straight and narrow and on your toes, right?
Well, if he's listening, I sure have.
All right, Braden.
Thanks, Braden. We'll see you later.
We'll see.
Braden's silly.
This one from the chat room. I love and will always love America, but living over here in Germany has made the American healthcare system seem 30 years in the past.
It is.
It is.
Tana, photographer in St. Louis, checking in, getting ready to cover the many gun-related violent crimes here in St. Louis.
St. Louis is a dangerous city.
Yep.
Tammy checking in. Let's see.
I have a friend in St. Louis. I feel bad for her.
You do have a friend in St. Louis?
I do.
I thought you had one friend here.
Yeah.
Well, I do have one friend here and one in St. Louis.
Okay, I didn't know. You've been
Don't
hiding
rub
this-
it in.
You've been hiding this friend in St. Louis from us.
No, I haven't.
Bort the Wart checking in.
What?
Meg the manager.
Okay.
Let's see. These get all mixed up in the texts.
Yeah.
There were some good
Zachariah
ones.
checking in.
Goose checking in from the Ontario airport, getting on a plane to come home to be in your area.
Oh, it's Steffi's birthday today.
Oh, and it is Stephanie's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Steph.
All right. I guess we'll have to do it.
All right.
So big
on
boy
it,
news coming up. Also, things that must go. Stand by for that. Gina, do you have a little?
A little traffic. Is that what you're looking for, Carrie Jackson? That means you think there's something going on this morning.
Apparently there isn't.
No, we're good.
All right.
But I have a sponsor.
All right.
Try the Buck and Under menu at Del Taco. The most fresh choices for $1 or less, like 69-cent mini quesadillas, 89-cent burritos, and the new $1 salsa chicken taco.
Yeah, I'd like to. Something's going on at the Salt Lake Film Society.
What?
All the time, something's going on. You can subscribe to the email for updates. So,
That's really handy.
Yeah, you just go to slfs.org and there's a way you can sign up. Say yes, please send me a weekly update of the movies that are playing. And
Yeah,
That
tell
way
you
you-
what's
events.
opening, or if they have a big panel, or oftentimes they'll fly in special guests.
They're doing a special event, or here's the Oscar-winning movies that you have heard about and can still see in the theater here at the Salt Lake Film Society.
Don't overlook the Tower Theater,
No.
9th South and 9th East either. Go in there, even if you're not going to go to a movie. Go in there, and they still rent DVDs.
But they're unusual, hard to find.
Absolutely an amazing. It's like the most amazing collection of DVDs. It's like you say, I want all of these.
There'll be stuff that you didn't know existed.
Yeah.
There.
They have, of course, classics and offbeat, hard to find stuff. So all of it, the Salt Lake Film Society, again, just go to slfs.org.
Want music? Listen at 10 for a 1-hour non-stop music wingding on X96.
Hey, City.
Say,
All right.
hey,
Give me a pack.
somebody give me a carton of Marlboros right now.
As much of a food lover as you are, I'm curious what heavy smoking does to the taste of food, because I would think everything would taste like cigarettes.
They say that when you quit smoking, your palate wakes up, and I've never really noticed any difference at all.
You don't have that taste in your mouth
no.
all the time.
And there's a lot of people who find it really satisfying. After a meal, you light up.
Yeah, now that's the one thing. After having a nice meal, to have a cigarette after a nice meal,
A little scotch.
That's the best.
Gina, I probably already know the answer to this question, but have you ever smoked a cigarette?
Nope.
Not at all?
Nope.
Not even a fake one?
Nope. I've never even put an unlit one in my mouth.
Really?
Nope.
All of these questions could apply to her sex life as well.
I never even put in.
Fake one, the
No.
real one, never addicted. No.
Because in high
After
school.
a good meal,
Nope.
no.
In high school, I smoked a ginseng cigarette, a whole pack of ginseng cigarettes, actually. 'Cause I was
Or
in
you
the,
mean clove?
No,
cigarette?
they were ginseng. I got them at a GNC or something like that, and it was for a show I was in, a play that I was in. I had to smoke on stage,
I have to smoke.
and so I did. And,
Yeah, you do.
and I liked it. I didn't like it because I thought it
Well,
tasted
that's-
good and it burned. I liked it because you could go, you see? Yeah.
No, that's one of the
flick it.
reasons I never tried it, because I was worried I would like it.
Also
And
applying
then-
to your sex.
Yeah, worried I
That-
would like it.
That's not any of the reason you never tried it.
That's part of the reason.
That's not
No.
even
That
a
is part
tiny
of the
part of the
reason.
reason.
Yes,
The
it is.
tiniest part. The reason is your mother told you not to.
Well, that's a big part
That's
of it.
the only reason.
That's what you should do. Here's your adventure. Smoke a cigarette.
There you go.
I don't want to smoke a cigarette.
It's just one. It won't
Too
hurt
many,
you.
too many boundaries, Gina. Too many boundaries.
How many times have I heard that? Just one, it won't hurt you. It's just one.
I think the reason that Gina never started smoking was she heard the phrase "if she smokes, she pokes," and that's when she decided that it was probably not a good idea to.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't want people to think,
Yeah, or she doesn't want people to think she's easy or a nurse.
That's right. We have been talking a lot about smoking today, haven't we?
Yeah.
God.
But it is true.
Just change the bong water every time. That's all I'm saying. you know?
I'm sorry, but it is true. If the old say, if she smokes, she pokes. It's pretty much true.
Yeah, that has been my experience as well.
So then it makes sense that I
That's why she didn't.
didn't.
Telling you right now, that's why she didn't. She didn't want to look like a slut.
And it's why she still doesn't.
Couldn't you smoke? Get one of those like Hunter Thompson cigarette holder things.
FDR.
The elegant.
And then hold it like this.
Yes.
Up like Greta Garbo or something like that.
It's true. I was worried I would like it. And I have no self-control. None.
You have you?
No.
No, she doesn't have any self-control. That's why she never does anything.
Would you like another Coke, Gina?
Yes.
All right.
Someone get Gina an eclair.
I don't want an eclair.
Oh, yes,
I have
you
no
do.
room for an eclair.
Get Gina. Look at those delicious
See
pastries.
this right here? Biscuits
that
and
part.
gravy. Just, they're sitting there.
I know. Oh man, I'm in bad trouble.
I'm
with
gonna have the
way-
burger later. That's gonna be interesting.
This is Radio from Hell with Carrie, Bill, and of course, Gina on X96.
That show, Baskets, is breaking my heart.
It always does, if you think
It's-
about it.
It's kind of funny. It's funny.
Yeah.
But when Christine and she tries to impress her friends who just could give a damn about her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. It's just Baskets. You should be watching it. FX.
Things that must go coming up after this. Big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
LASIK at Hoops Vision. Now this resolution is easy. Ask about 24 months, zero interest, and their See Clearly guarantee. Schedule your free LASIK consultation today, 877-30-LASIK or hoopsvision.com.
All right. For you, Gina.
Yeah.
Because you'll just be grossed out by this.
I'm ready.
This is a story, and I hope we have it at x96.com/live, of a woman who has spent thousands of dollars to make herself over, transform herself into a real live sex doll. X96.com/live. She's had, of course, a boob job, hair extensions, lips.
What'd she do to her lips?
Lips.
Jeez.
Okay, Gina, it's taking a boob job, hair extensions, and what's she doing to her lips? And her lips plumped 3 times a month to fulfill Cindy Moore's dream of looking like a walking, talking, inflatable doll. And the 31-year-old Moore has even topped off her looks with a new license plate on her car, not on her behind, that says doll. But the mom of 2 from a town in Manchester, England, says she still isn't satisfied with her extreme style.
Of course not.
I want another boob job and probably a tummy tuck. I'm lucky because of my skin. I don't really need Botox. I used to be around a size A, but now I'm a double F.
A double F.
That's hard to find bras that size. She's made a problem for herself.
So there you go. Living.
I'm sure you'll
and
be
it's so-
happy for years and years with
It's
that choice.
so weird that because we have those stories and they do it, women who have tried to make themselves look like Barbie. And when the guy with all the piercings yesterday, what?
I don't know.
I mean, I got
I
a
don't get
tattoo
it.
or two and a couple of holes here and there, but
I got a tattoo or two
and a couple of holes here and there. But you know. Kind of like that song. All right, the Utah State Legislature winding up. Spencer Cox, the Lieutenant Governor, will be here today for our last session of Let Me Speak to the Lieutenant Governor. And please, if you would, start your sending us questions now. Now, you'll be able to call in and ask questions if you like, but email us questions. Just send them to radiofromhell@x96.com. There's a lot to talk about. For instance, Senate Bill 118.
What's that one?
That would abandon the state's current abortion education materials, including a brochure and a lengthy 1980s era video. You think, oh, good, it'll get rid of that. No, in favor of a module, which will be viewed on a digital tablet. Medical professionals who don't provide the module and certify that a woman has viewed the module could face a Class A misdemeanor charge, according to legislation sponsored by our good friend, Senator Todd Weiler of Woods Cross. What we're talking about is education. We're making it more personal and private. The House bill sponsor, Kevin Stratton, said. So Stratton sponsors it in the House. Weiler sponsors it in the Senate.
Because the few people that get abortions, it's an impulse buy.
Yeah, you know.
It is not something that you've thought about. You're driving down the street and
You
you're
see
like,
the sign.
I need a pack of gum. And, maybe I'll get it.
Oh, look, abortion's provided here.
Yeah.
I'm going to run over here and get an abortion.
I haven't thought about it.
Senate Bill 118 passed the House with a 59-10 vote on Tuesday after easily clearing the Senate last month. Weiler has said that the tablet-based course would be viewed in the clinic. It would eliminate certain interactions between a woman and clinic employees that now include giving her a scripted statement. They have to stand there with a script and read something to her about abortion. Would do away with that. Outside the new information module, the bill would direct the Utah Department of Health to pursue all administrative and legal remedies against physicians who do not comply with the state's abortion laws.
Which there aren't any.
Well, you know, look. Again, we can't stress this often enough or say it more. This is a decision that should be made between a woman and her doctor.
Yes.
It's not my
That's
business.
it. And it's not Todd Weiler's business. And it's not Kevin Stratton's business. It's the doctor and the patient. Period. End of statement. Done.
And it's okay to say, for me, that's not the choice I would ever make. That's okay. But who are you to say for somebody?
All right, listen to this. Here's another one. The full House has approved a bill that would delay implementation of any successful ballot initiative to give the legislature time to make changes to voter-approved measures. So, if you go out and collect all of your signatures to put the marijuana initiative on the ballot, to put the Count My Vote initiative on the ballot, to put I signed 4 petitions. What are the other ones? Oh, marijuana on what else? I signed 4 of them. I know there's
one education.
I only had one guy come to my house. That was the only one.
Well, I had one guy to come to my house with 4 petitions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
you don't make it out to my neighborhood, I guess.
So anyway, these are citizen initiatives. Well, so you see what the House is doing?
The voice of the people.
Yeah, but the House is saying, well, we want time to look at these initiatives so we can change them or block them. Is really what they're looking at.
What are you going to do? Make them more unconstitutional? That seems to be your
one lawmaker says
thing.
He's nervous about empowering the citizenry.
Oh, well, God forbid the citizenry be empowered,
As
right?
the committee pushes the bill to delay effective date of voter initiatives.
He could have worded that a lot better.
I'm stunned. I am just stunned. Governor Gary Herbert, please, we'll have to ask Spencer Cox about this, may be the roadblock for a proposal to change National Parks Highway and name it the President Donald J. Trump Highway.
Yeah, I know you're very excited, Mike Noel, but you may want to wait a bit because otherwise you're going to have a highway named after a criminal.
He's made all this money.
A convicted criminal.
He wants to thank President Trump for all this money.
It's going to happen. You're on the wrong side of history here.
Governor Herbert has said this proposal may be a little bit premature. Typically, at least in Utah, we wait until people have left office to reward them for the work that they have done.
Yeah.
He noted that the Bangerter Highway was named for Governor Norm Bangerter after he left office. Ditto for the James V. Hansen Highway in Davis County. Oh, and you'll recall when the James V. Hansen Highway signs went up, it said the James V. Hansen Memorial Highway. We said here on the Radio from Hell show, hey, wait a minute, stop. He ain't dead.
Memorial means
only
dead.
when he's dead, and they took the signs down. Now, I'd like to think we were responsible for that.
Sure.
I'm sure there were other people who said.
He's
like
not
maybe
dead.
James V. Hansen said, I'm
not
dead. I'm here in my cabin.
Must all be Republicans.
So are we out of time already?
Yeah. He's got to do sports, weather, and traffic. So.
I got to tell you about Robert Gerke, and he wrote a column about lawmakers funding projects here in Utah. So in an effort to better understand underlying causes of what can be done to address a gap between money that is provided for projects, Luz Escamilla wants to study this issue. On Monday, she announced 2 Brigham Young University researchers were willing to do this research for free to find out why there's such a big wage gap between men and women in Utah. We want to study this. We want to look at it. We want to see how we can fix it.
Let's
So
do that.
so she said, we do need a little money to do the study, but no, you can't have any money to do the study. In a $16.7 billion budget in Utah that included a $581 million surplus this year, it's hard for lawmakers to argue they don't have any money. But they will put $125,000 into hosting a Web.com golf tournament that Representative Stuart Barlow wants. But when Luz Escamilla wants $125,000 to help study the wage gap, no, you can't have that. The golf tournament, yes. They're spending $200,000 at the request of House Majority Whip Francis Gibson to stage the Big Outdoors Expo, it's called.
Maybe if a man had asked for the money, they would have said yes.
They're funding Provo Republican Kurt Bramble's $100,000 request for the Freedom Festival in Provo.
Really?
That's a money-making event, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they can't come up for $300,000 for Karen Main and Eric Hutchings to get a program to help students in high-risk high schools steer clear of gang activity.
Well, because, we need to fill up our prisons. And if we were to study the wage gap, we discovered that it actually exists, and then we'd have to do something about it. So, you can see
if
why.
If women would just stay home where they're supposed
well,
to
and
be,
then
this
there's
wouldn't
that.
be an issue.
Then there's that.
That's column. Read the whole column in the Salt Lake Tribune, Robert Gerke.
They make me sick. All right, let's see, sports, weather, traffic.
Well, like I told you that the BYU would lose.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell you how badly they would lose to Gonzaga.
Well,
so you're willing to go into detail about this when they lose, but you don't even want to mention it when they win.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do.
74-54 Gonzaga over BYU. The Jazz are home they're on the road at Indiana tonight. That's an early game, 5 o'clock for that. That's sports.
The Jazz they're on this really great winning streak. I mean, they're
not on the streak anymore.
No, but I mean, when you count the number of losses compared to the number of wins they've had,
better
recently,
than the beginning of the season.
and they're still at the bottom of the heap.
Weather, it's even warmer today than yesterday, and we're going to be up to 60 by like Tuesday, I think.
Really?
50 today for high. And the music says, oh, there must be some traffic, but the music is not looking at the UDOT website. Perhaps you see something and want to let me know. Text it to us, 33986. Brought to you by National Auto Plaza. Who builds the best trucks? National Auto Plaza does. Lifted accessories you haven't even thought of yet, all to take your next adventure to a whole new level.
Is this sponsored?
Nope.
Things that must go on the radio.
These are things that are bothering you, dear friends of the Radio from Hell show, things that you just can't take anymore. You say, I'm going to get this off my chest, and so you send it to us, and hopefully if we read your must go on the air, it'll help you out. It'll leave your life. Send them to radiofromhell@x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. I have one of my own today. Pop-up ads that tell you we have just blocked a pop-up ad. Pop-up, it's not an ad, but it's a pop-up, and it pops up and says, we just blocked 3 pop-up ads. Thanks. Thanks for
doing the job that I assigned you to do.
This one says, greetings, lords and ladies, esteemed Radio from Hell show. Feel free to use my name or not on the radio. Okay, Terrence. I have just one thing I wish you would vanquish from the likes of my adult being in society at large.
Vanquish.
A single person who comes to a coffee shop, orders something, and then proceeds to take the only 3 or 4 seated table within its quarters.
Yeah, you go to the smallest place.
I do graphic and web design work at a close coffee shop and sugar house, mostly to perform collaborative work with my clients. Why must a solo personage always take up a table, affording 2 or 3 empty seats available for anyone to do work on? Yet this one person takes up the whole damn table, leaving my client and myself in the abyss of doing work standing up.
Because I was there first.
There, I've made the world a better place. You're welcome. That's it. Enjoy your day. Bless you all at Radio from Hell for keeping this left-aligned sociopath sane in this considerably right-leaning state. All right. Terrence. This one, howdy from Texas.
Howdy.
Just one thing that must go from your friend Texas Laura. I'm dating a guy 11 years younger than me. I'm 35 today. This is my birthday, and he's 24. It's legal. We are happy, but the judgment I receive from most people who find our age differences must go. I'm not using him to be a substitute dad, or is he using me for money or stability. We just mesh together. We love each other regardless of age. I admit it was uncomfortable at first. I was a little uncomfortable because he was so young, but I don't even notice it now. Please make other people's assumptions on why we are together go. Thanks so much, Texas Laura. I love you guys. And finally, this from, please just use my first name, Stephanie. My list of things that must go are follows. The anxiety I feel about Radio from Hell ever ending. The show must at least last as long as my life.
At least.
So if you could figure that out, that would be great. Well, Stephanie, just let us know how long you plan to live, and we'll see what we can do. Also, this doesn't need to go but must come back. What happened to the courtesy flush? And along that line, stop clogging the toilets at work or any other public place. If you're dropping one that big, and you shouldn't probably flush that. You should flush midway. Okay.
Now,
psoriasis on my feet must go.
The heartbreak.
Nice, comfortable pens that are full of ink and randomly stop writing must go. And finding a product you love only to have it discontinued after your discovery must go. Make mine a double. Live long and prosper, bitches. And Gina speaks my truths.
Oh,
nice. My quick one. I try to support brick and mortar stores. Much as I possibly can. I try not to order things online if I can buy them here locally. But if you keep making it harder and harder for me to buy here locally, I'm going to start ordering things on Amazon. I had a hell of a time trying to buy Thor Ragnarok yesterday.
That should be an easy thing to do.
Yeah, it should be.
Just the DVD?
I just trying to buy the Blu-ray. That's all I wanted. I just wanted the 4K Blu-ray. That's all. That's all I need.
Yeah.
But no, instead I got this stock guy standing in front of the shelves, talking to some other stock guy for 5 minutes, so I can't see which one is which. And then you get to the cash register, and the guy can't even open up a sack. It's just making it harder and harder. I may just start ordering things online if it doesn't change. The next purchase I have is that new Star Wars movie. Get it together before then. I know. Shaking in your boots, aren't you?
That's quite a problem.
Let's see. This one from Darren. Concert ticket concert ticket convenience fees.
Oh, I hate the convenience fee.
And all their fees in general. There's nothing convenient about a 30% fee tacked onto an already expensive ticket, especially when there's no way to avoid said convenience, even if I try to buy tickets at the venue. It's true.
Yeah.
It's a racket. It's something that we've been against, but there's nothing we can do about for years. Let's see, this one from Robert. People continuously shopping while at a register. Please gather all your items before going to the register. It's infuriating waiting behind people still shopping while being rung up. Also getting the finger in traffic when you're clearly wrong. Backwards peace sign to you. There's that. This one from Megan. People that call into my work and ask me a question about their account. When I answer their question, they say, well, you're wrong. Well, all righty. Why'd you call me if you know?
That's what it says right here.
I'm only as good as the information in front of me. This one is from Stacy. I have just a couple of things that must go. Please use your most sincere voice when reading this so that these things can disappear from my life. First, when you ask someone, would you rather, a would you rather question, they respond with both or neither.
No, pick.
That is not an option.
Pick.
Yeah.
My husband does this to me all the time. Drives me nuts. Me. Would you rather have pork or stir fry for dinner? Him. Neither. If you don't like my options, come up with your own. Lastly, nosy bosses, coworkers must go. Maybe they should just focus on their own jobs. Thanks for letting me listen to your antics.
Antics.
Stacy from Orem.
As for Michelle, things that must go. The coworker that constantly shoves her phone in my face to show me pics of her latest mundane BS.
No.
I didn't ask to see that. I'm not your Facebook friend. That's probably why she's showing it to you. I know you didn't see this on Facebook. Birthday obligations must go.
Yes.
If you feel like you want to buy someone a gift or write a thoughtful card for someone on their special day, I'm all for it. But the obligation to buy some silly token for someone because you feel obligated to has got to go. Let's see. Hi there. I've been listening to your show since I was in my 20s. I'm 44 now, so thank you for entertaining me during many commutes to school and work over the years. Things that must go. Gina blurting out, well, the Jazz lost last night without any warning.
Well,
I'm a single dad, and by the time I get off work and make dinner and do chores, I don't have time to watch the game, so very often I DVR it. I like to listen to your show, but space off sometimes, and when Gina's talking out of nowhere, she spoils the... I spoiled...
Well, you're noted for your being a spoiler.
I mean, if it's the...
Or is it spoiled?
If it's the next day, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Tell him to shut up.
Slow walkers and people in groups that walk side by side.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a tall person, and I'm usually in a hurry, so I probably walk faster than the average person, but could you just move to the side, please? And let's see, finally, this from Michael in Pocatello. What must go are free dum-dum suckers for my kids everywhere we go.
Yeah.
I have 3-year-old twins, and anytime I go to a store, the pharmacy, the library, doctor's office, the checker, receptionist says, can they have a sucker? They usually ask this when they're holding up a basket in front of my 3-year-old twins, and the kids go nuts. Like I can say no after they're doing that. Please don't do that. I don't want my kids to have candy at 10 a.m. That must go.
Thank you.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Yeah, send me something if you see it, because as far as UDOT cameras are concerned, things are moving pretty smoothly this morning. Text it to us, 33986.
Right. Listen, I can't wait for it to be, so it's going to be 60
next week, yeah.
I am so excited for that because I can finally ride my bicycle a little bit. And so if you like bicycles, I want to tell you about Hangar 15 bicycles and their Ride into Spring sale. It's this weekend only in South Jordan only. Warm weather is on the way. Gear up for cycling. Hangar 15 bicycles has your cycling, everything you want covered. Check out their annual Ride into Spring sale. It's the ideal time to get the best selection and save on really on great bicycles, apparel, accessories. They have over 400 bikes on sale at Hangar 15. Mountain bikes, road bikes, cruising around the neighborhood bikes, specialized stump jumper FSR comp for just $19.95. That's an $800 savings. Shop at Hangar 15 this weekend. You'll save 30% on closeout models from all the big names, or many of them. They brought all of their best sales inventory from all of their locations to South Jordan. The ride into your spring season now at Hangar 15 Bicycles at 114 South Redwood Road in South Jordan.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1-hour non-stop music wingding 3 times a day.
This is very unorthodox.
At 10 a.m., right after Radio from Hell, at 1 p.m. while you're listening in the workplace, and at 4:30 for your drive home.
What's all this mean? Can't you say it in English?
1-hour non-stop music wingdings 3 times a day at 10, 1, and 4:30. Only on X96.
Hey, it's new.
Working in a spider-infested, dusty old studio with substandard equipment in Ogden. Now, Carrie, Bill, and Gina have a big, fancy studio in beautiful downtown Salt Lake. And they still find things to bitch about. X96.
Just real quick, on that last Must Go that you read, Bill, about she's worried when this show might end.
Yeah.
Did she give any indication how much longer we have to do this show?
Until she
until
dies.
she dies, it says.
Until she dies?
Yeah, it says
At
here,
least, she said. At least until I die.
The anxiety I feel about Radio from Hell ever ending. The show must last at least as long as my life.
Oh.
So if you could figure that out, she says, it would be great. So Stephanie,
Is that too much, Carrie?
we need to know how old you are.
Yeah, Steph.
And then we'll get an actuary.
Yeah, well, we need a health report. We need to have an idea,
I think if we get an actuary from an insurance company,
They
life
can
insurance
tell you,
company,
yeah.
they'll tell you about how long you really have to live, Steph.
You have a history of heart disease, that kind of thing.
They
Your
ask all
family,
those, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They'll ask all those questions.
Because I just, I need some sort of date. I need,
Stephanie,
You need a goal.
I
You
need
need
some
something
sort,
to look
'cause,
forward to.
I mean, you tell me all the time. What is it? 10 years?
7 years.
7 more years.
Till Mohammed's in college.
But this sounds longer than that. So
I've got bad news for Stephanie. I think you're looking at about let's see, 28 months. You've got left to live.
28 months.
28 to 30.
That's very specific.
28 to 30 months you have left to live.
This show
Stephanie.
or her life?
If we're putting them together, I think it's both.
28 months.
Because there are days when I feel like I could do this show for the 7 years that you require for your kid to get out of school.
I feel that way every 28 days.
But then I read articles.
It's your cycle.
Then I read articles this morning about how legendary station in Chicago, the Loop,
Yeah.
they're just shutting off, like today.
I thought they were bought by a Christian.
They were bought.
something.
Yeah, they were bought, and they're being shut off like today, and they're going to flip to Christian music.
Oh.
It's a legendary rock
Is
station
that an
in
AM
Chicago.
station?
No, it's an
No.
FM station. It's the one that Steve Dahl led the
Disco Duck
the
and
disc,
all of that.
the
Mhm.
anti-disco.
Burned the records, yeah.
Legendary station. Now, if they can shut down, how am I going to get Steffi's lifetime in this room?
Well, they're not shutting down. They're going to play Christian music.
Maybe we'll just switch Christian, Carrie.
Maybe we'll, 4 hours of Christian talk. I think we could do it.
We could do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could
Welcome
do
to the
that.
Radio from Hell reading room. It's like the Christian Scientist.
Yeah.
Play a little something. Oh, it's a latest one from Jesus 96.3. Here we go.
Satan is real, working in spirit. You can see him and hear him in this world every day.
Thank you for listening to Jesus 96.3. We'll have a little bit more after a word from the Christian Science Reading Room.
So how long will we last? This is
That's, yeah.
Steph and all the rest of you out there. This is what you call gallows humor because we're really serious.
Well, there's that. And I look at the subject here, the poisons in your body. That's not going to make the show last much longer.
I don't
I'm
have
telling you
poison in
right
my
now.
body.
I got this mainly for Gina. It was in the New York Times today, and it says, what poisons are in your body?
I don't have any poisons.
And this is written by Nicholas Kristof in the Times.
See,
Yeah.
poisons in the body. How am I going to make that 7-year thing, let alone Steffi's life?
It says, our bodies are full of poisons from products we use every day.
Ugh.
I know this because I had my urine tested for them. But before I get into all of that, let's do a quick check for the poisons that might be in your body.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you, Gina, and then
Okay.
I'll check on them. Have you eaten any food that has come from a can recently? Any canned food? Or, tomato sauce? Or I'm trying to buy everything in those packs, those
I can't remember the last time I.
You know, the squishy packs,
Yeah,
whatever
I mean,
you call those.
we have like beans in cans
And some of those companies are starting to change to those packs because of cans. But I've eaten stuff out. I had tomato sauce out of a can recently.
Oh, of course.
You probably
my,
did too.
My tomato sauce is jarred tomatoes.
But you go to restaurants and you probably eat it.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
you don't know what they're probably getting it out of a can.
Yeah.
This one probably not because you don't drink water. A hard plastic water bottle. Have you used one of those recently? Okay.
Define hard plastic.
Well, it's got an Nalgene looking bottle.
Oh,
here,
like
but-
one of those?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've used those. Yeah.
Okay. Well, should we just do this for Gina, or should we do? I'm going to mark them just for Gina, but you're.
Well, for both of us, because if
All
you're
right.
going
He
to
doesn't wanna
continue
be poisoned.
to do
Okay.
this show
All right.
until 7 years or until Steph is dead, I need to know what's going on.
This one says register receipts, and I think that means we've all used those cash register receipts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if you go to like Rite Aid and you get the big long one.
That's
Colgate Total toothpaste.
Oh, I use that.
You do use Colgate?
I think,
Okay.
yeah. No, I use the one with the scope in it.
Sunscreen.
I use
I
sunscreen
use
every day.
I use sunscreen
You're
every
supposed
day.
to use sunscreen
They
every
say.
day.
But that's a poison in my body
Well,
now?
we'll see. Liquid soap.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't use liquid soap, but makeup. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. I use makeup every day.
Yeah.
Do you have a vinyl shower curtain?
I do.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
Dryer sheets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're bad. Mothballs.
No. Does
No, I-
anybody use mothballs?
Some people still do. Fabric protector.
Probably.
Isn't that the same
Stuff
thing
you
as?
No, the 3M
Oh.
stuff. You know.
Oh, no.
That kind of stuff.
No.
No. No, Gina.
No.
Okay. Nail polish.
Yeah.
Yeah. On my toes.
And foam-filled furniture of any kind.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
sure.
yeah, like your couch.
Yeah.
Well, it may not be foam. It could be cotton batting, easily cotton
Yeah.
batting. I
I'm
think
sure.
ours are cotton batting.
I'm sure there's foam.
What about my memory foam pillow?
All right.
Okay. So that
Okay.
means.
Done. Show results, it says.
All right.
You have been exposed to at least 7 hazardous chemicals, and this would show up in a urine test.
Wow.
Flame retardants can affect neurodevelopment and hormone levels
Yeah, but fire can affect you too.
and may increase the risk of cancer. It's found in nail polish, foam cushioning, rigid foam insulation, fragrance chemicals. So, and any kind of scent that they put in things can exacerbate asthma symptoms and disrupt natural hormones. Well, that's happened to you, I know.
Yeah.
Perfume and cologne cleaning products, that's where you find it. How about vinyl shower curtains, fast food nail polish, and perfume? Those are, I don't even know how to pronounce that. It's something that can disrupt your male reproductive development and fertility.
Oh.
In your vinyl shower curtain.
Oh.
That has
You're not
probably
licking
something
your
from
shower.
Star Trek on it.
You
Gina.
licking your shower curtain?
No, Gina. When you get into the shower,
Yeah.
or it off gases all the time.
You off gas all the time.
Hey.
I'm not a vinyl shower curtain. I'm not restricting Carrie's male hormones.
Come on. Don't oppress my hormones.
You're starting to get defensive because
How am I
you have all of these in your system.
Am I going to live that 7 years or whatever Steph's life is to do this show?
There are parabens in cosmetics that can mimic natural hormones and like estrogen.
So
and
what
that-
am I supposed to do? You get one study saying you got to wear sunscreen or you're going to get skin
let's see what
cancer, and you got in the
sunscreen-
other one you're going to get cancer from. So I'm
Yeah.
what am I
So
supposed
what
to do?
So what are you supposed to do? Well, you should try to limit your exposure to most of this stuff. In other words, and I mean that off-gassing of vinyls is really a serious problem. You get you get products that have, and when you open it up, you can smell it. You know?
There's only one thing to do, Gina. It's time to move to the woods.
I think that's it.
We have to go move and live in the woods.
I don't want to live in the woods.
Well, sorry.
And then you can't come to work here because see this foam on the wall?
Yeah,
I'm sure
I'm
it's
surrounded
off-gassing.
by foam every
This
day.
soundproofing, I'm sure it's off-gassing all the time.
That's why you don't wear deodorant, Richie?
If you try to protect yourself and your family, that Nicholas Kristof says, as I strongly suggest you do, your body may still be tainted.
Yeah.
Because the chemical companies spend tens of millions of dollars lobbying and have gotten the lightest regulation that money can buy.
And they're
running the show.
Yeah, and they certainly will in this administration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're running the show, and we're the lab mice.
Yep.
So, all right.
Lobby for cleaner pee.
Satan is real.
Substitute chemical companies here.
In spirit, you can see him and hear him in this world every day.
Sorry to break it to you.
All right.
Well, you're okay on the road. That's the good news. Things are running smoothly. So thanks for that. That's traffic.
Here's your boner candidates for round 1. Boner candidate number 1, not a hit and run, more of a run and hit. Boner candidate number 2, if you break up with me, I'll slug you in the stomach. And boner candidate number 3, ma'am, this was racist 40 years ago, too.
Ooh, okay. All right. So round 1 of your boner voting coming up, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo. After these, stand by for that. First, got to tell you about Black Velvet Boutique.
Yeah,
up there in Clearfield.
Yeah, it's a locally owned and operated sexual wellness resource. And they want you to show your appreciation for your sexual partner. Maybe that's yourself. It should be yourself. Should be both.
You can be dancing with yourself.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Don't forget that learning what you like and what your partner likes is equally as important. And you go into Black Velvet Boutique, it's a no judgment zone. They can help you shop, or you can shop anonymously. It's up to you. Go check them out. Pick up something special. Black Velvet Boutique. X96 listeners get 20% off. Open 7 days a week, 293 South State Street in Clearfield. They have a website too, blackvelvetboutique.com. Nice people that work there.
Dawn and Leah,
they're the owners, but everybody that works there is nice. Black Velvet Boutique.
On the most current episode of the Let's Go Eat Show, I talked to Lee George Cade. He's a member of the GeekShowPodcast.com panel. He's a vegan jerky impresario, and he's been lurking around in my life for over 20 years. Lee George Cade on this episode of the Let's Go Eat Show, the letsgoeatshow.com.
You know, if you get a x96.com/live, it's the amazing Lash Studio Lash Cam. It's happening right now.
Wait a minute, let me look.
Now.
Yep, there you are, x96.com/live.
Now the picture below is a before picture?
Yeah, that's backwards, and I've pointed that out many times,
Oh,
but
okay.
there seems to be nothing to be done about it.
That's all right.
Oh, it is.
On Saturday, I will be at Amazing Lash Studio in Sugar House, their brand new location. It's on Wilmington Avenue, right across the street from the Ruin.
Now we should be clear about this. This is eyelashes.
Eyelash.
This is
extensions.
not where you go to get lashed.
No, eyelashes.
Well, I guess technically, if you're getting eyelashes, you could say,
I'm getting lashed.
I'm getting lashed. I'm getting lashed today.
4 to 6. I'll be there on Saturday.
Time now for round 1 of your boner voting. Herein presenting 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will listen to all 3, and then you will decide, of these 3, in my humble opinion, which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward, and get a 50-50 chance at being named Boner of the Day. See if it wins here, we'll send it to Boner Dome for Boner Fight. It'll face off against the winner of the round 2 boner voting. That happens at 8:20. Boner Fight at 9:20. So, 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it. Gotta win it. Radio from Hell Boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Not a hit and run, more of a run and hit. Alexandria, Virginia, North Virginia man is facing charges including driving while intoxicated and possessing weed, marijuana, Mary Jane, reefer, after a police pursuit in which the man ended up running over himself. Fairfax County Police released dashboard video of Tuesday's incident in which a 30-year-old Isaac Bonsu, here we have the video at x96.com/live, is seen getting out of his car on a residential street in Alexandria, Virginia. Bonsu apparently forgot to put the car in park. The video shows him running in front of the car and being hit by his own car.
Did he think he was going to stop it by running in front of it?
I think
he's just trying to get away.
I think he thought that he hit the emergency brake, but he didn't, clearly.
He continues running. He gets up. He's not injured seriously. Police say they caught him unharmed, after a brief foot chase. Boner candidate number 1. It's not a hit and run. It's more of a run and hit, really. That's boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2. If you break up with me, I will slug you in the stomach. A college student in Connecticut landed in jail after she did not take a breakup with her boyfriend well. Catherine A. Mahoney, a university student, was arrested for allegedly punching her boyfriend in the face when he suggested they stop dating, and also punching him in the stomach several times.
That will change his mind. You're right. I don't know what I was thinking. Let's stay together forever.
I warned you.
This is awesome.
He told authorities he tried to stop her by grabbing her shoulders, but he eventually just ran to a friend's dormitory for help. The victim reportedly took himself to a local hospital to get treatment for a swollen and bloody nose. According to the Fairfield Citizen, Mahoney was taken into custody and booked on assault charges. Boner candidate number 2. If you break up with me, I'll slug you in the stomach. And she did. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Ma'am, this was racist 40 years ago, too.
All right. So, boner candidate number 3 for round 1, coming up after this here Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Feldman's Deli, featuring corned beef, pastrami, mustard, pickles, imported from New York City, now serving breakfast and lunch Tuesday through Saturday, dinner Thursday through Saturday, featuring local live music Friday and Saturday nights. 20th East, 27th South. For more information, go to feldmansdeli.com.
Oh, don't forget, coming up shortly, Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox will be here.
Yes.
Let me speak to the Lieutenant Governor. Anything you want to know about this session of the legislature, please feel free to call. 877-602-9696. But more importantly, why don't you get some email or email would be the
Email's
best way.
best, yes.
Email questions in right now. Send them to radiofromhell@x96.com, and you can ask Lieutenant Governor Cox a question. All right, so that woman said if you she warned her boyfriend, if you try to break up with me, I'll slug you in the stomach. So it was assault. You know who else got assaulted? Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
Former Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee attacked Monday by his adult son, Brandon, who allegedly punched him in the face in his home during a drunken brawl.
My guess is Tommy deserved it.
Well, my fiance and I were in bed, and my son busted into the room and assaulted me. The legendary hair metal stick man tweeted.
That's him. That's how.
Legendary
stick
hair
man?
metal stick
Yeah,
man.
that all fits.
Yeah.
Is that because he's thin?
Well, that's
He
part of
was a
it.
drummer, carries sticks.
okay.
I asked him to leave the house, and he knocked me unconscious and ran away from the police. That's the truth. Lee posted a photo of his bloody swollen lip and his nose hair, but later he deleted it.
Yeah.
The wound was reportedly the handiwork of Brandon Lee, the rocker's son, with Pamela Anderson. Sources close to the 21-year-old said the notoriously hard-living drummer
It's true.
was drunk, also true, and Brandon swung in self-defense. But Tommy says, no, I was just there. I was just there in bed.
Because that makes more sense that you would just go punch your dad while
He
he's
came
sleeping.
running into the room.
That makes more
Yeah.
sense.
That's what happened. Who are you going to believe, the legendary hair metal stick man or that punk?
I believe the kid.
He's his mother's son.
Exactly. That's why he's punching you.
All right. And this is, you remember yesterday I was puzzled by this story from Evanston, Wyoming. Evanston police were seeking a person of interest in an investigation, and there was a picture of this woman, and but they didn't say why this woman was a person of why she was a person of interest. But what I've determined and found out is that actually Wyoming police were looking for anybody of interest in Evanston, and they
anybody,
anybody, and
just
it doesn't matter. We're just
an
looking.
Example, but
We're looking to see if we can find anybody of interest in Evanston.
Did they find any?
No, haven't yet. They're just to be clear about that. I found out about that.
I'd say out of all the people in Evanston, she might be interesting.
Yeah, might be.
Maybe.
Donald Trump is being sued by somebody interesting. Stormy Daniels now suing Donald and saying, and she's going to talk about everything.
Yep.
She says she is free to discuss her alleged affair with the president, even though she was paid $130,000 as part of a settlement. Ms. Daniels claims that Donald Trump never signed the settlement. Well, why would he do that? Why would he decline to sign the settlement? The reason would be that he did not want to have his name associated with it.
Well, not even that. Just saying he because there's a fake name in it. It's David Dennison or something.
Both names are fake.
So the reason he didn't sign it is that way he can always say, "Well, I never saw this. I didn't know anything about it."
And I mean, he would just say, if he puts his name on it, it would somehow make him.
It validates it.
Yeah, kind of validate it, make him. But he didn't sign it. So he's. You remember when Bill Clinton? I did not have sex with that young woman. Well, it depends on what your definition of is.
And Congress said we're not impeaching him for the sex.
No,
he
We're
lied.
impeaching him for lying to the American people.
Well, okay.
This would seem to be
yes
very similar.
Well, one in a long list.
Yeah. Now I've said this for a long time. Several weeks I've been saying this. And now CNN has said it. It somehow validates it. CNN has written a piece that says, Donald Trump is producing the greatest reality show ever. And that just dawned on me about a month ago or 2 months ago or so. And I'm sure other people have thought of it.
Show.
I'm sure other people have thought it.
I want them to cancel
but
this
really,
show.
I'm serious. That's what it is. He's handling this just as though he were hosting a reality show.
Well, that's all he knows.
And it's a pretty good article that CNN has posted about Donald Trump and how this is so much like a reality show.
We need our big season finale. We're going to bomb North Korea. That's our season finale.
Well, one of the things that they point to in this article, and it's quite true. He says, so now Scaramucci, the mooch, has come back into the picture.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard this.
Oh, yeah. The mooch is back in the news and in the picture. Well, he's been attacking various people within the administration. And the assumption is he's doing this because Donald Trump has asked him to. Let me find the exact. Let's see.
What, these are people that Trump wants to get rid of?
Yeah, he wants to get rid of John Kelly.
Well,
and
yeah.
Scaramucci has been attacking John Kelly in the media. He's been going on talk shows and attacking Kelly's reputation, and the feeling is, and I think here it is. Trump is using Scaramucci, a reality TV show hero villain right out of Central Casting, to savage Kelly, who, according to some reports, he wants gone. Mooch has done his duty brilliantly, savaging Kelly in a series of TV appearances, noting that morale in the White House is low, chaos is high, laying it all at the feet of General Kelly, not the president.
That's not even.
But that's what.
But
that's what
he's
his
saying.
job is.
Yes.
Let me tell you, Donald Trump or the mooch came up with it.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to do.
He has to be Goebbels for him.
I'm going to go on the TV and I'm going to say, yeah, there's chaos in the White House, but it's Kelly's fault. And that will give you reason to fire him, or maybe he'll just quit. Quit like the what's his name? The guy who quit.
Cohen?
It's hard to keep track of it all. The economic advisor. Mr.
Cohen. He quit yesterday. He's a Democrat, by the way, but he's been Trump in the White House as his economic advisor. He's a Goldman Sachs guy.
Drain the swamp.
It's over the tariffs.
Steel and aluminum.
Yeah, on steel and aluminum. And he has said, don't do this. This is not the way to go.
Yeah.
And Trump's ignored it. And there was another one earlier, an economic, a piece of economic business that Trump ignored him. And people inside the White House have said, he's had enough.
Yeah.
He's not going
I don't know why everybody hasn't had enough.
He's not going to savage people. He's not the kind of guy who's going to go out and start calling names. He's just saying, okay, if you're not going to take my advice, I'll quit. I've just got to quit. So North Korea, and there's a picture here, which I find encouraging, of North Korea's president shaking hands with South Korea's president. They are looking at each other warmly, and North Korea has apparently said, look, if we can come to some kind of peace agreement that is favorable to us, we will give up nukes. We will put them on mothballs. We'll stop doing all of this stuff.
Yeah, you can't believe.
I don't believe a word of that.
Well, you sound just like all of the people who said that about who continue to say that about Iran. It's the way you do it is if you say, okay, you're serious about that, we come to an agreement, you're going to get rid of your nukes. Here come the inspectors, and the inspectors stay there and keep watch on it and make sure that that they do what they said, as they're doing in Iran now. But the right wingers sound like you, Gina. They go, bull, Iran, they didn't give up their nuclear program. They didn't. Sorry, there are inspectors there to make sure that they don't do it. They said they wouldn't, and they're.
Why would Kim Jong-un allow inspectors into his country?
If he's
not going to agree to that. I don't think North Korea and Iran are the same. I think that's apples and
no. One is an Asian country, Gina, and one is a Middle Eastern country. You're right.
And oranges.
It's you never come to a peace agreement if you do that. If you say, "Oh, bull, they're not going to do it." His people are starving to death. He knows that.
He doesn't care.
At some point, he has to care. Or he's going to be the president of a country of corpses.
He doesn't care.
I think he does.
You think Kim Jong-un cares that his people are starving?
I think he has to at a certain point.
Okay.
You're both very strong opinioned on this. I'm just going to sit back and go, all right, wait and see.
Yeah. I mean, really, that's all you can do.
I don't believe him, but let's wait and see.
But I will remind you, Donald Trump will never become president. Ever.
Nothing wrong here.
Weather traffic.
Weather is warm and getting warmer. About 50 for a high today. Sunshine will be a nice day. Traffic, I'm starting to wonder. I mean, it's
Did you
I'm not complaining.
Did they forget to send somebody to work today?
I'm looking at the cameras. There's a little bit of slowage northbound I-15 through Draper and Sandy, but no accidents to report. Unless you see something that you want to report, you do that by texting it to us, 33986. Brought to you by Haster Games. They have the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons & Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it, 6831 South State, and online at hastergames.com.
All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Ma'am, this was racist 40 years ago, too. I would like you, if you can, go to x96.com/live and see this picture of this mural. If you can't do that, it's on our website as well, I'm sure. But a mural depicting a lynching has been up at a South Cumberland Elementary School in Tennessee. The Tennessee school has modified their mural depicting a lynching and removed another Confederate flag after it received complaints over the racial works, according to the reports. South Cumberland Elementary School in Nashville made the changes at the school over the weekend. Quote, when the school was named 40 years ago, you didn't have this conversation about the Confederate flag. We realize times have changed, said school chief Janet Graham. One of the murals depicted a lynching. It showed a man dressed in blue hanging from a rope tied to a tree branch near another person depicting a rebel mascot. That was the mascot of the school, the Cumberland Rebels. Standing in a red school jersey holding a Confederate flag. So there it is.
That's
holding
painted on the wall of an elementary school gym?
Yeah, it's been there for 40 years. A local resident has been complaining about the racist painting since December.
Only one?
Well, I'm sure there are, but this guy's been making noise about it.
I can't believe it's been there.
The school district woman said, well, this wasn't things were different 40 years ago. No, they weren't, ma'am. This was racist 40 years ago. It's racist now.
I'm shocked.
Yep.
Boner candidate number 3. There are several hundred people who have joined in, and you know, it's not just one guy. All right.
It's racist, and the artwork is bad. That's another
really bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
So boner candidate number 1, not a hit and run, more of a run and hit. It's a guy who ran over himself during a police chase. Boner candidate number 2, if you break up with me, I'll slug you in the stomach. It's a young woman who beat up her boyfriend because he broke up with her. And boner candidate number 3, ma'am, this was racist 40 years ago, too.
Let's go. It's round 1 of your boner voting. You've got to decide which one of these 3 is the worst. Which one of these 3 candidates deserves to go forward and get a 50-50 chance of becoming boner of the day. If it wins here, it'll go up against the winner of round 2. That happens at 8:20. Then we throw them both in the ring for boner fight at 9:20. All right, so 1, 2, or 3, you decide. Put the candidate number of the one that you think should win, 1, 2, or 3, in the message of a text. Text it to 33986. You can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting March 7. Vote there. We've only got 4.5 minutes to do it, so let's go. This is round 1.
John Smith kicks off a 1-hour non-stop music wingding at the conclusion of Radio from Hell on X96.
Don't miss They Might Be Giants.
So much more now. We're producing videos daily that we need scripts for. We produce concerts on a weekly basis that we need day logs for. If it wasn't for the help of the people at Valley Office System, our job would be near impossible to do. One of the things I love about Valley Office Systems is they're a joy to work with. Honestly, we are a 24-hour business. We rarely have an issue, but when we do, we let them know, and they're out here just as quickly as possible. Honestly, their service is second to none.
Tonight on On the Channel 2 News at 10, it's
Rod Decker, Undercover.
Tonight, Rod investigates Hooters restaurant.
Here in Midvale, the state's first Hooters restaurant is about to open. The management of this establishment has placed ads in local papers looking for employees. Hooters is known for hiring only buxom women. Tonight, I've put on this pair of ample falsies, my favorite blonde wig, and these tight-fitting Gloria Vanderbilt black denim jeans. Let's see what happens when I take our hidden cameras inside and apply for a job.
Next. Let me see. It says here your name is Rhonda Decker and you've had previous experience waiting tables.
That's correct. I know at least 6 different ways to sing happy birthday to a customer.
Well, Rhonda, thanks for coming by. We'll call you if we have anything for you.
That's it? That's my interview?
Well, you just aren't Hooters material, Rhonda.
So what you're telling me is that you've made a decision based entirely upon my appearance. What is it about me that you don't think makes the grade? Are my breasts too small?
No, they look like C cups to me. You meet our minimum requirement there. But there's more to being a Hooters server than having big breasts. Look at these tight shorts. I can't believe that you could greet people in this outfit and feel confident.
I happen to have a nice ass. Yes, I could do that outfit justice. You have failed to see me as a person and are judging me on my looks instead of my skills.
Hey, wait a minute. You're that Channel 2 News guy.
You must be mistaken. I'm a young, unemployed waitress with an ample bosom.
You're Rod Decker. The news must not pay very well if you're trying this hard to be a Hooters girl.
There you have it. Hooters isn't your average eatery, and their employees aren't exactly run-of-the-mill either. I tried to gain employment, but apparently I just didn't stack up. The scenery here will rival the majestic mountains of the Wasatch Front. Join us again as I go undercover in search of more titillating stories. This is Rod Decker, KUTV News.
to award round one of your boner voting.
And round one of the boner voting is brought to you in part by, I made them tacos, tostadas, but I got too much chili powder in it.
Oh.
You ruined the tacos?
Kind of. I mean, they were okay.
Overpowering.
Yeah, they were okay if you put a lot of, like sour cream and
Well, that's fine with me.
And cheese.
And it's Wednesday, time to play Geeks Who Drink Trivia at Gracie's this evening from 6:30 to 8:30. Then play Breaking Bingo until 10, and stick around for live music with Legato until close. Adults only.
All right, so we had boner candidate number one. Not a hit and run, more of a run and hit. It's a guy fleeing the cops. He was drunk. He jumps out of his own car. First, it's a car chase. Turns into a foot chase, but he jumps out of his car, and he forgets to put it in gear or, put it in park.
I think he forgets to put it either in park or the emergency brake.
It starts to roll as he's running in front of his own car, and it hits him and knocks him down. But he gets up and keeps running. Cops finally got him. Boner candidate number two, if you break up with me, I'll slug you in the stomach. And she did. College student beats up her boyfriend over a breakup. My guess is he'll go back to her.
Yeah,
He'll say, she really loves me, man. I can
What's the
tell.
thought process there? Oh, you love me enough to hit me. I guess I'll stay.
Gina, apparently you're not familiar with anger. Apparently you're not familiar with the fact that when you become that angry, there is no thought process. It goes out the window. And boner candidate number three, ma'am, this was racist 40 years ago, too. A Tennessee elementary school, the Cumberland Rebels. I guess they're changing their nickname, hopefully, and removing a mural that was in the school that depicted a lynching. Confederate flag, and a spokeswoman for the school district said, well, 40 years ago when this school was built, these things didn't seem to be an issue.
No, that's not the case. I'm sorry.
Really? We didn't talk about
You're
this
living in a
stuff.
bubble there. It's
But we are in Tennessee. Let's see. We did have Emily won a boner T-shirt, and the winner, boner candidate number three, ma'am, this was racist 40 years ago, too.
All right. It now has, since it has won round one of the boner voting, it has a 50-50 chance of becoming boner of the day. It'll have to go up against the winner of round two. That happens at 8:20. And then we throw them both in the Boner Dome for Boner Fight at 9:20. All right. Is this sponsored?
It should be.
Here he is, Lieutenant Governor Spencer J. Cox. Spencer J. Cox from Fairview, Utah, down in Sanpete County. And a small-town boy made good by becoming the lieutenant governor. First became an attorney, then lieutenant governor of the state of Utah, and soon perhaps to be governor of the state of Utah.
I have no idea if that's soon to be the case.
Still weighing the options.
Still weighing the options. But, I would go out on a limb and say that lynchings were bad 40 years ago.
Yeah, you would say that.
I just want to get that off my chest.
That's a bold statement.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've been anti-lynching for
forever.
I still can't believe that was there for 40 years.
My gosh! Wow. Okay. Sorry, I'm still stunned by that.
I have one question for you first, and then we'll get to some other questions. But the question is, if you do in fact become governor someday,
sure,
will you still come on our show, and we can call it "Let Me Speak to the Governor"?
Of course, I will still come on your show, and I think we could rotate it around. I'm just saying. I don't want to jinx it.
I doubt we'll be. So let's see. Now you can call with questions for Spencer Cox if you like. 877-602-9696, or you can text or fax them, I guess, at this point, or not fax.
Still
email.
faxing. Sure.
Yeah, we don't do that much anymore. Email them, radiofromhell@x96.com. So as I look at some of the things piling up in the legislature right now, one of the overriding things seems to be that there are just too many bills.
Yeah.
Always.
Why does this always happen?
Forever. Always happens.
Last week.
And they're talking, there's some talk about finding a way to limit that?
Yeah, we talk about it all the time, but I mean, the thing is, when you're a legislator, your bill is always an emergency and the most important. We had over 1,300 bill files open. When you look at it, 45 days, they don't meet on weekends, so you're really talking about 33, 34 days.
Mm-hmm.
They'll pass about 500 bills every year, and the hard part, and it's part of the system, but also the way some play the system, about half of those bills will pass the very last week, and it's it's hard to read that many bills, let alone understand the intended consequences, and the unintended consequences. Obviously, are the things that get you.
Well,
So-
what about this bill that they're talking about? It says the Utah House okays a bill that would delay implementation of successful voter initiatives in time for lawmakers to change them. And one lawmaker actually apparently said he's nervous about empowering the citizenry.
Well, of course, the citizenry cannot be trusted.
Yeah, right.
That's what they'll tell you.
They don't know what's good for them.
At all. There are some good reasons for doing that, and I'll tell you what those are. The bad reasons easily come to mind and allow them. Every single time we have a citizen initiative, basically a citizen initiative is just passing a law. So the citizens become lawmakers. They get the signatures. They get it on the ballot. They vote on that. The problem with that is there are always other sections of code and the way a law is implemented that we have to figure out. And right now we don't have time or the options to do that. And so just as an example, when legislators pass a law, unless it passes with a 2/3 vote and the governor's immediate signature, it does not go into effect until 60 days after the legislative session. Now, the reason for that is we need those 60 days to work through things. If there are any problems, we can call the legislature into special session to fix them and make that happen. It would be nice to have a little bit of a waiting period so we could do that. The problem is, and we already had one legislator threaten to do this, that they were going to pass a law that would overturn a ballot initiative if it passed.
Yeah, that's not okay.
That's not okay. And the governor has come out very strongly and said, I'm opposed to that, but I do support the original time frame in that bill was they had to wait a year after the January after the next legislative session, which was like a year and 2 months after it passed. Unacceptable. But if we were to do it at the same time all the other laws go into effect, that may not be
So it's
the
just
worst
about
thing.
making it equal to the other laws that are passed for review.
Right,
That's
right.
all
If
it's
it
doing.
would give us a chance to review it
That
and
makes
make sure
sense.
the other laws. For example, if the marijuana initiative passes,
Mhm.
there are about 5 other sections of code that need to be updated to match what that law says, and so giving us a chance to do that would be very helpful without making substantive changes to it.
It's also you have to be kind of cautious. A government by initiative has caused a lot of problems in California. For instance,
I will tell you, my colleagues, where it's very easy to do ballot initiatives, they will tell you it's damaging their state.
It's chaotic.
It
and
is chaotic. Yeah.
Well, and that makes everything that you said makes perfect sense. That makes me wonder then why the legislature sometimes sends laws to the governor that they know are unconstitutional.
For instance, the Down syndrome.
For example, that one.
If that goes.
So if
we'll see.
If we have to be cautious with citizen initiatives, maybe the legislature should follow in kind.
In theory, but
Yeah.
but
No,
again,
we're just
but
people.
you
and
can't be trusted.
We
Gary.
can't be trusted. So I get
if
it.
you want to be trusted, run for office.
Yeah. I know. I could never get elected.
It puts you in a bad position to answer something like this.
Yeah,
but I'm going to
sure.
do it.
Yeah,
So
ask away. No,
I
you're fine.
think that all the legislators are doing, and I think it's obvious when this Down syndrome abortion thing comes up. All of them, as Gina has pointed out, all of them will vote for that because they don't want to be seen as being, supporting abortion in any way, shape, or form.
Which is why I would never get elected.
So I mean, when you were in the legislature, what would you have done? Would you have voted for that, even though it's bound to be unconstitutional, as all of your experts have told you, and it's going to cost money to fight it in court?
Yeah, so we face some. I'm trying to think of some that were similar to this that I was asked to vote on at the time. I remember one of them got vetoed, and I changed my vote afterwards because similar to that, it was unconstitutional. I don't like spending money on things that are a waste of time. There are ways to send messages if you want to do that. We usually do that through resolution, so it's non-binding. So if you want to send a message bill, that you don't like this, that's a way to do it.
Todd Weiler can tell you how to do that.
Sure. but it is unfair to put people in a difficult, your colleagues in a difficult situation now where they feel like they have to vote, otherwise they're going to be attacked in their next election as, oh, he's pro-abortion.
They'll use it against
They'll
them,
lose it.
and
Yeah.
that's. I just would like somebody and I would hope, if you as a state, if you were a state legislator, you would say, here's why I can't vote for it, because...
And there are some that do that. There are some that say, hey, look, guys, I'm opposed to this, but it's unconstitutional, and I don't want to waste your taxpayer dollars.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So we've got questions from listeners here. We'll get to those for Lieutenant Governor Spencer Cox. We'll get back to that in just a second.
Crash northbound I-15, milepost 278 Pioneer Crossing in Utah County. The left lanes are closed there. Crash westbound I-215 7th East in Salt Lake. Crash eastbound I-80. This is up East Canyon area, milepost 134. And looks like that's about it. That's traffic.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. 877-602-9696 if you'd like to speak to the Lieutenant Governor. KXRK Provo.
X96 is your home for non-stop music. We give you a 1 hour Action Figure News with Kerry Jackson on X96.
We're back now with Lieutenant Governor of the state of Utah, Spencer Cox. And I'm just going to dive into some of these questions that people have sent. I'll read this as it is written. This is from Nathan. Could you please ask Mr. Cox about the Bears Ears news? Was Governor Herbert in on the lie or duped by the lie? Mr. Cox said on your show that it is not about oil. Hatch's email shows that, and those papers that were dug up by the New York Times shows that it probably was about oil. Either Herbert lied to us or he was duped by Hatch and Noel. So
I don't know what these papers are.
What a question. So, okay. I'll try to recap just briefly. So we have said all along it's not about oil in the Bears Ears. There were some papers that came out, and I have not read them, but the New York Times reported that Senator Hatch had sent, I think, some emails. There was some back and forth about the importance of oil in the Bears Ears. Now, first of all, if it is about,
send it to Zinke,
to Zinke,
and said here's
to Zinke.
and outlined here's where I, Hatch, think the boundary maybe should be to make sure that these oil and gas interests are available to people who want them, and lo and behold, that boundary was drawn by Zinke almost exactly according to Hatch's.
Right. So here's the thing. If it is about oil and gas, then we were duped. Okay. That has never been part of the discussion. Now, the reason I say I'm still going to tell you that we do not believe it is about oil and gas. If you look very closely at those memos, what Hatch was referring to were the school trust lands that were situated within the Bears Ears. Now, school trust lands, for those that don't know, those are lands that belong to the school children of Utah. And any money that comes on those lands goes into a fund. It's now about $2.2 billion, and the interest on that fund goes directly to schools. And that has been one of our concerns all along. When the Grand Staircase Escalante was designated, we were able to trade out the trust lands in that area for trust lands outside of that area that did have much more oil and gas on them, which was good for the state of Utah, good for the children of the state of Utah, and good
for the Grand Staircase Escalante.
And good for the Grand Staircase Escalante. So part of that discussion was, what are we going to do with those school trust lands within the Bears Ears Monument? And is there a way to get those out? Now, we stand by that there is no oil and gas there. Those leases have been available for decades. They're available now, and there have been zero applications on any potential leases in that area. And in fact, the law that John Curtis is proposing in Congress for management of the Bears Ears area would outlaw any oil and gas in the old boundaries of the Bears Ears. Those are the previous boundaries. And so we still don't have anybody even interested in drilling there. But if there is, I will tell you that the governor and I would be very, very disappointed, very upset, because we were told that all along, and that has been our stand all along.
In some of the Hatch memos,
yes,
you say there's nobody applying for them, but they do talk about, well, I met with so-and-so from this lobbying oil and gas interests and this company and that company, and here's what they said.
Yeah.
So Hatch was in direct communication with the oil and gas people.
Right.
All along. But then he also said, no, this is about the school trust lands, really.
Yeah.
The oil and gas people, though, he was, it's
playing both sides there.
Again, which we did not have any of those conversations. We were not involved.
Yeah, that was directly between. I'm not saying that you or Gary Herbert. Those were communications directly between Hatch and Ryan Zinke, and so I think maybe you were kind of duped a little bit.
And
it's beginning to look that way.
Time will tell.
Yeah. This one says, this one is from Matt. The CBD oil bill passing the House, is it likely to be vetoed? Are we any closer to getting a bill voted on for medical marijuana?
Not likely to be vetoed. No. I think
really?
I think that one, if it passes,
that's the oil.
I think that will be signed by the governor. And are we closer? We're not closer to having an actual bill, but the ballot initiative is gaining momentum. Our understanding is they have more than enough signatures already to get it on the ballot. Now, we have not reviewed all of those signatures to make sure they need 113,000. We've heard they've already got 150 or 160 and that they're going to keep going. And so ultimately this will be left up to the voters in November. I believe it makes it on the ballot, and we'll let the people decide.
I signed it several times.
Well,
wait a minute.
That may be a felony, but
I signed a petition. I went to and I said I think I might have signed this before, but I'm not sure. And the person who had the petition said, "That's okay. They
is.
really do go through it very carefully and make sure that."
Only count you once.
Yeah,
we only count you once.
If you have accidentally, now some people may try to do it a bunch of times, but it doesn't happen. They said that if you signed it twice, they'll find it and they'll throw one of them out.
It happens every year. We have people who sign it.
They don't throw both of mine out, though, do they?
No.
They just throw one of them out.
Just one of them.
Okay,
Yep. You don't cancel
All right,
yourself
all
out.
right. This one says, I abhor the notion of toll roads. Mr. Niederhauser feels inconvenience when traffic backs up in his neighborhood due to the congestion of skiers traveling up the canyon, typically due to UDOT closing the road to shoot for avalanches. So he's been talking about toll roads up in the canyons, Big Cottonwood, Little Cottonwood.
He has.
And anything going on that?
Yeah, it's moving forward. We'll see. The last couple days now are going to be really interesting. All the big bills are coming together. One of those is a transportation bill that would allow for tolling of roads. This is an important conversation that we need to have. I mean, it's not just that he's worried about people being backed up in his yard.
It's horribly congested.
It's
all
horribly
the time,
congested.
yeah.
It's bad for tourism. It's bad for the environment. It's bad for everything. So we need better transit and transportation up the canyons and on many of our roads. And tolling is one way to pay for the infrastructure that we need to do that. So I don't know if it'll pass or not, but it's definitely in play.
Yeah. Let's see. Says, please tell Lieutenant Governor we appreciate his willingness to come on the Radio from Hell show and sully his reputation.
Well, thank you.
It gives us hope for the future of state government.
I will have to tell you that usually when politicians do this, the calls are all screened and they know the questions ahead of time.
Nope.
I have no idea what's coming my way. We just take these calls.
We don't let you.
Yeah, I was going to give you a heads up on these, and then we got talking about something else.
It's all good.
So it says. My question is, why are we considering a bill that will do away with a non-compete clause for television broadcast journalists, but not the rest of the open market?
So
it should be the entire market.
Because we have a non-compete.
The reason, the answer to that question specifically is that they tried to do that a year or two ago and it didn't pass. And so what we did do was we made big changes to the law, though. So now you cannot have a non-compete that lasts more than a year. And there were some other prohibitions that were put on non-competes to try to limit them. But I think I mean, you'd have to ask the sponsor why they did this. I think they thought it was one area where they may be able to make some headway, and it may be especially egregious.
Well, you need to propose a bill, Bill.
I think I'm just going to have my attorney say this is illegal
this is
because
against the law,
it's exclusionary.
and it is exclusionary. And plus, news anchors aren't as rich as you think they are.
No.
They are not paid what you think they are paid.
No. It's astonishing.
And so you're asking this person, this is what they do, this is their skill for a living, you're asking them to not be a breadwinner for their family for a year. How is that fair?
It's not.
It's not.
The courts have put limitations on them, but they have not found them illegal or unconstitutional historically. I suspect this is, well, it did pass, actually. It passed the Senate yesterday.
Okay.
There's a lot of pushback on it. I don't know where it's going to end up or how it's going to turn out, but it's out there. One of the arguments that would be made is, look, if it may be unconstitutional just to apply it to one group. Either it applies to everybody or it applies to nobody. So
that's
what
I think.
That is one argument that we think attorneys will be making on both sides, actually.
I mean, it's just going to take somebody to have an attorney fight it against a big corporation, and that's what it's going to take to get this taken care of, because it's just wrong.
You seem to know something about this in terms of law historically.
Yeah.
I thought I had an attorney tell me once that the non-compete, listen, you got sign it, if it comes to it and we take it to court, they won't enforce it.
There's a whole list of legal arguments that can be made, and the non-compete has to be very narrowly tailored. You have to prove that it was not coerced. But they have been found to be valid.
Judge, see this black eye?
Especially if you're protecting trade secrets.
Yeah.
In the entertainment industry, it's a little different because you don't have
But
any
believe
trade
me,
secrets.
those anchors are not protecting any trade secrets.
No, they're absolutely not.
Yeah.
So the tech industry uses them a lot more.
One more quick question. We talked about the Bears ears and all of that. How about the Donald J. Trump
Highway? I can't
Highway?
believe that I'm just getting this question now. I thought this would be the.
Well, we've been holding on to it.
And the Stormy Daniels on ramp, is that the?
I'm insisting on that.
I heard it was an exit ramp, but that's another story. That was really
Look.
good.
As the governor said yesterday, there's a reason that you wait 5 years to put somebody in the Hall of Fame in football or basketball. We've never named a road for anyone who was still in office. And I mean, I can't imagine what would go wrong with this. Also, can you imagine how many extra signs we're going to have to buy? Look, in college, I may or may not have had a stop sign in my room. The Donald J. Trump sign
they
will
would
be
be stealing them.
Oh my gosh.
They're going to get
vandalized.
Someone suggests that we just name it the Code Talker Highway.
I have heard that from other people.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's for
that's
the
very cool.
native, the Navajo
Yeah, of
people.
course. Yeah.
Spencer Cox, Lieutenant
This is
Governor.
it for the session, guys.
I
Thank
know.
you.
Yes, thank you.
But you can come back anytime you want.
I would love to.
It's always nice to have you on, and thank you.
It feels good to put my political career on the line every week. So, thank you. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you very much.
Crash southbound I-15, 1500 north in Salt Lake off to the right shoulder. Let's see, we've got a crash southbound I-15, 600 north in Salt Lake. Crash northbound I-215, 3rd north in Salt Lake off to the left shoulder. And a crash northbound I-15 at Pioneer Crossing, that's milepost 278. Left lanes being affected there. Wreck your ride. Trust Everest Collision to put your needs on top. Download the Everest Collision app and start your claim. They'll take it from there with locations in Salt Lake, Sandy, Tooele, and Ogden, or everestcollision.com.
Here are your boner candidates for round 2. Number 1, a samurai sword seems like a good response. Number 2, I'm just an amateur white supremacist. It's a hobby. And boner candidate number 3, well, it sounds like she hasn't earned enough for a college education yet.
All right. We got round 2 of the boner voting, big boy news and opinioendo, all coming up after these. First, got to tell you about Hoops Vision Correction, HOOPES vision.com.
I talked to Dr. Hoops again yesterday,
Rare.
and I was embarrassed because when he called me before, we were chatting, but his phone kept cutting out or something.
Hello?
So he called me yesterday, and again, it was happening, and I'm thinking,
Hello?
it was like that, and I just got to get a new phone. Then I realized the third time he called, it was me. I had my phone on a Bluetooth device, and I was trying to just answer.
You were blaming him?
Yeah.
Of course, he knows how to work devices.
Listen, Hoops Vision, it's a great place for all kinds of eye problems, cataracts, LASIK surgeries, procedures, the new smile procedure. You need to, if you want to get rid of your glasses or contact lenses, call them. It's a free, no obligation appointment. They have payment plans, and right now you can get $800 off one of the procedures. Call Hoops Vision, 877-30-LASIK. That's 877-305-2745.
Railroad. Roll by podcast.
Hi, this is Lieutenant Governor,
Yes.
I was just thinking we had a lot of other emails that came in.
We did.
I will forward those emails to Spencer Cox, the ones we didn't get to.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm almost positive he will respond to you. So I'll just get his email address, and then those of you who we didn't get to, I will forward those, okay?
All right. Time now for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will have to decide of these 3 stories which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. If it wins here, it's not Boner of the Day. It just gets a chance to. Goes up against the winner of round 1. Boner Fight happens at 9:20. So you've got to decide here, round 2.
Right
Two candidates now, then a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
some tickets to the International Sportsman's Expo.
Oh.
Well, that's nice.
Uh-huh.
That's really nice.
Well, yeah.
All right. I'm stalling a little bit while I finish up something right here. Here we go.
Here, let me give you this.
All
Try
right.
the gear, buy the trips, meet the pros at the International Sportsman's Expo coming March 15th through the 18th at Mountain America Expo Center. See the latest in fishing, hunting, outdoor gear. Come see everything the outdoors has to offer. Tickets are just $14. Youth and under 15 are free.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Well, samurai sword seems like a pretty good response.
Reasonable.
Washington woman allegedly took a swipe at her boyfriend with a samurai sword after she found the Tinder dating app on his phone.
Oh, he was just doing research.
Emily Javier, 30 years old, reportedly slashed her boyfriend with a samurai sword early Saturday in a violent act of vengeance when she suspected he was being unfaithful. Police said that the bloody assault at their Camas, Oregon home left 29-year-old Alex Lovell fighting for his life. The only motive our detectives can come up with is jealousy, said Camas police officer Deborah Rydell. The victim is not confirming that, but everything the suspect has told us leads to believe her motive was jealousy. Javier told authorities that several discoveries, including his Tinder account and scratches on his back, led her to start plotting a grisly attack. So, Gita, this is one of those cases where she was angry, but then she controlled her anger, and her thought processes move forward. Sometimes that can happen.
Okay.
I'm just pointing
She has
this out.
green hair.
I'm just pointing this out. Let me. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've got her picture right in front. She slashed him really good. And he says, "I'm not talking."
It's a good choice.
Yeah. That's boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2. Oh, I'm just an amateur white supremacist. It's just
on the weekends.
It's a hobby. Florida middle school teacher who's been accused of spreading racist views in the classroom claims that the white nationalist podcast that she secretly ran
Everybody has a podcast.
was simply a hobby. And her comments were, quote, political satire and exaggeration.
The Alex Jones defense.
Crystal River Middle School social studies teacher Diana Voltic doesn't deny that she operated the podcast called Unapologetic under the pseudonym Tiana Dalichov. In a statement released Sunday by her attorney, she maintains, though, she simply employed political satire and exaggeration mainly to the end of attracting listeners and followers and generating conversation about the content discussed between myself and my guest. For instance, in a February 26th episode, she had argued that science has proven some races are more intelligent than others.
This is a teacher, an elementary school teacher.
Yeah. She also bragged about spouting her racist beliefs at the school and hiding her repugnant views from other teachers, administrators, and parents. When one of her guests suggested that white supremacists should hide their views to infiltrate public schools and become teachers, Voltage replied, "Right, I'm absolutely one of those."
But it's a character that she plays.
That's what she's saying now. I was none of that stuff. I didn't mean any of that. Boner candidate number 2. I'm just an amateur white supremacist. It's a hobby. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3 sounds like she hasn't earned enough yet for a college education.
All right, boner candidate number 3 for round 2. Coming up after this, big boy news and Opinioendo, brought to you by.
Stop buying disposable office printers off the shelf at that big box store. Get the highest quality commercial-grade printers from Valley Office Systems for a whole lot less than you would expect. ValleyOfficeSystems.com.
Oh, this some fascinating story. Beachgoers have found the world's oldest message in a bottle.
Doodle-doo. Carrie, you're not a good radio.
Well, I didn't know he was doing this story.
Would you, again, shaking her finger at you.
I know. I know how her kids feel.
They should shame. They thrive on shame. That's what makes them so good.
I've seen this story 3 places, and not one of them has told me what the message says.
Well, let's see. It's the world's oldest message in a bottle, dating back 132 years. Let's see. It was picked up by unsuspecting Australian beachgoers who thought it might look good on a bookcase. So they find this bottle on the beach. Why are you playing this? Why are you playing this, Carrie?
Because it says this.
Yay, radio!
So it's about this story? How did the...
That's your sign-off, by the way.
It's about this story, huh?
Yes, it is.
Let's see. So,
he never says in this what the message in the bottle is either.
They found the message, unrolled it, found it in the bottle. They unrolled it. It was written in German, which might be a problem.
People speak German?
Not in Australia. It's against the law. It was dated June 12th, 1886.
Okay.
And here's what it did.
Okay.
It asked the reader of the note to contact the consulate if they found the note. The Illmans thought that the note was too far-fetched to be real, but the note was authenticated by a Western Australian museum. Details from the note match maritime records of German sailing ship Paula, as well as the handwriting in the captain's journal. So apparently, it was a captain on a ship, a German ship, who threw it overboard. Incredibly, there was an entry for June 12th made by the captain. He recorded a drift bottle having been thrown overboard. They were conducting experiments. They would throw all kinds of bottles overboard to try and track currents. That's how they did it. And so they would put a date on it, put it in a bottle. So it was not a real message like, help, I'm stranded on a desert island.
I'm alone. I'm so alone.
Or, I hope that someday Sting writes a song about this. No, it was... And then they would just ask the consulate, contact the consulate, tell us where you found it, and what was the date and all of that.
Okay.
And we can track current.
I wanted a romantic story.
Sorry.
That's pretty romantic.
Yeah. Trade routes,
Yeah. Hey, come on. The name of the ship was the Paula. All right.
Stormy Daniels.
Oh, we've already talked about her.
An hour ago. This is the biggest story of the day. We don't talk about it once.
Spencer Cox talked about her a few minutes ago. Stormy Daniels says she's going to tell all about her. Now, she's a porn star and basically a whore. And she's going to tell everything about her affair with Donald Trump.
The non-disclosure agreement was not signed by the president.
If I were Stormy Daniels, I would be looking behind my back at all times for strange men with Russian accents.
I was going to say Russian hitmen.
Yeah.
I'd be careful what you eat.
Yeah. If your skin starts turning blue, you've been ingesting some sort of chemical that's going to kill you. So that's in the news.
No, but in what world is that a throwaway story?
In Trump land.
No, but Bill's like, we already talked. You already talked about the president and his porn star girlfriend and a payout. That's not a.
Actually, Gina, there are more important things to talk about than that. His businesses in the. So the Mueller investigation is they're now questioning this guy who is an advisor, financial advisor in the United Arab Emirates about Trump's business dealings in the Middle East. And this guy is cooperating with Mueller. He said, what do you want to know? What do you want to know about all of the things that Donald Trump has done business-wise here? I'll tell you.
Yeah, between that and there's an emoluments clause lawsuit that is being put together right now.
So yeah,
there are
geez, a
plenty
porn
of
star.
there are plenty of. I mean, we could do Trump stories for an hour.
You just want to talk about the porn star because that's the most salacious. It's
I'm
not
just saying, isn't that amazing that that's sort of an afterthought story?
It's not the one that's going
to president.
Apparently, it's not the one that's going to bring him down.
No.
I don't. I'm surely not. I'm not sure why people are not rising up in the United States Congress.
Don't know.
And saying this must stop.
Wrong. Show me the truly conservative Republican.
I can tell you why they're not rising up. It's because it's all about having a win for their team.
Tell me
That's all there is.
Show me the family values. Mike Pence.
No, it's
Mr. Family Values.
Family values when it's a Democrat. When it's a Democratic president, then we'll do it. When it's one of ours, then we kind of let it go because we've got work to do.
Well,
that's what they'll say.
It's because the Republicans, particularly, have not had a win on their agendas for years.
Yeah.
They even during George W. Bush, and they didn't get many wins.
And they don't care if it's bad legislation or not. All they count is wins. Like this tax thing that went through.
Terrible.
They know it's terrible, but they're counting it as a win because they got something done. That's all they care about.
I want to do this, and I want to. Have you got that video? The National.
Yeah, I hope this is the right one.
The National Rifle Association. Is it? She's got an hourglass.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
It's talking about her new show.
Well, at the end. So have you got those? So she's got an hourglass.
Yeah.
So this is Dana Lash, spokesperson for the NRA. She put this video out, and it threatens journalists in particular, and it's very menacing.
All right.
We've had enough of the lies, the sanctimony, the arrogance, the hatred, the pettiness, the fake news. We are done with your agenda to undermine voters' will and individual liberty in America.
That's not.
So to every lying member of the media,
Lying.
to every Hollywood phony, to the role model athletes who use their free speech to alter and undermine what our flag represents,
Their free speech.
to the politicians who would rather watch America burn than lose 1 ounce of their own personal power,
That's not what they're.
to the late-night hosts who think their opinions are the only opinions that matter,
Well,
to the Joyanne Reeds, the Morning Joes, the Mikas, to those who stain honest reporting with partisanship, to those who bring bias and propaganda to CNN, the Washington Post, and the New York Times.
Can you pause it right there? Okay. She's talking to those people. She's talking to us.
Mm-hmm.
She has sitting in front of her
An hourglass.
an hourglass. Okay, go.
All right.
Your time is running out. The clock starts now.
And she turns it over.
Yeah. Your
And
time
then
is
she
running
stares.
out.
Yeah.
Are you going to shoot me, Dana?
That's what it implies.
It kind of implies it because it's NRA TV.
And then she says, no, I was just doing a promo for my new show that's coming. You know, my new show on NRA TV is what's going to put a stop to all of this.
Okay.
Bull. She's
a horrible person.
I found it kind of frightening. And she looks really mean.
Yes.
She'd punch you in the stomach if you tried to break up with
She
her.
has a gun. She's not going to punch
Probably
you.
shoot you, yeah. Let's see now. I did want to mention John Mellencamp and Meg Ryan may finally get married.
Finally.
They've
Those
been on
crazy
again, off
kids.
again, on again, off again.
You
They're
know,
on again?
It looks like they're really on again, and he
good.
may even. Now, I heard some story today. I guess his daughter, Mellencamp's daughter, is a singer, and somebody was saying she's really good.
Oh, I don't know.
But I don't even know her name. But if anybody knows, let me know.
Little Mellencamp?
It looks like the West Virginia teacher strike is over.
So did they get their 5%
They
raise?
did. The governor said yes, and it looks like the legislature has passed it, and they get their 5% raise. It's pretty amazing, though, that this had to happen. You know, it used to be that we would use tax money to build hospitals and schools, and we would, but now
make things better for people.
Yeah, but now we don't do that.
No, we give tax breaks to big corporations who wind up not paying taxes because of the tax breaks.
Yeah.
And this raise money is being taken from infrastructure and other places to pay for the teachers' raise. They're not, they have money that they could take from elsewhere, but they've decided, no, in a year we're going to revisit this and really make you pay. So, sports weather traffic.
Dale Jr.
Well, he's okay, isn't he?
Well,
I remember where I was when
know.
I heard that Dale died. Dale Sr.
Dale Jr. is suffering.
What?
What now?
He has a jewelry phobia.
Oh my God, that poor boy. He lost his daddy, and now he has a jewelry phobia.
He has a fear of jewelry.
Really?
I call bull.
He said, my wife Amy thought I was making it up when I told her, and she said there's no such thing as a jewelry phobia.
Right.
But there is.
No.
It's cosmemophobia.
Oh, crap.
This is him explaining why he doesn't wear a wedding ring.
That's okay. Now I'm calling BS.
That's an actual.
Now I'm calling BS.
There we go.
I think he says my sister used to chase me around the house with necklaces. It's creepy to me.
BS. BS.
His sister chased him around with necklaces.
That is BS.
Jr.
Now that happened to me with mayonnaise, but that's a different story.
Your sister chased you around the house.
My brother.
With mayonnaise. Oh, and BYU lost to Gonzaga, like I told you they would. So shut up. The Jazz are on the road in Indiana. Their game is 5 o'clock.
And please, if you are a BYU fan and you would like to join us anywhere that we are, let Gina rub it in some more. Just, let her rub it in.
50 for a high, sunshine, lovely day. Weather-wise, let's check traffic for you quickly. We've got a crash westbound I-80 at 5th East. It's milepost 124 off to the right shoulder. Crash northbound Washington Boulevard at 3rd South in Ogden off to the right shoulder. Crash southbound I-15 at 1500 North in Salt Lake. And crash southbound I-15 600 North in Salt Lake. Northbound I-215 30th North in Salt Lake. And looks like that is about it. That's Trent.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Well, it sounds to me like she hasn't earned enough for a college education. Monroeville, Pennsylvania. Monroeville. A woman who posed nude at a suburban strip mall in Pennsylvania. Well, it's a strip mall. Last year, and the man who photographed her pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct. Court documents show that 22-year-old Chelsea Guerra and 64-year-old Michael Warnock entered pleas Monday and were ordered to pay a $300 fine. Police say that Ms. Guerra, and you can see their mugshots at x96.com/live, wore nothing but thigh-high stockings and high-heeled shoes while posing in front of businesses at Miracle Mile Shopping Center in Pittsburgh.
That's pretty naked.
Yep. Guerra told a local TV station she didn't mean to offend anybody. She said she's been modeling nude since the age of 18 to help pay for a college education.
What you
Boner
studying?
candidate number 3 sounds to me like she hasn't earned enough yet for a college education.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, a samurai sword seems like a good response. I mean, really. When this woman found on her boyfriend's phone a Tinder account and suspicious scratches on his back, she went into a jealous rage with a samurai sword and sliced him up pretty good. Boner candidate number 2, well, I'm just an amateur white supremacist. It's a hobby. That's what a teacher in Florida says. She's doing a white nationalist podcast under an assumed name, making all kinds of white supremacist statements, but no, that was just a satire and a hobby. And boner candidate number 3 sounds to me like she has not earned enough yet for a college education.
All right, let's go. This is round 2. You've got to decide which of these 3 candidates is the worst, therefore most qualified to go to Boner Fight and get a 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. It goes up against the winner of round 1. Boner Fight happens at 9:20. So you got to decide right now which one of these is a contender, 1, 2, or 3. Put that number of the candidate that you think should win this round in the message of a text. Text that to 33986. Call, use your voice, 877-602-9696. Vote that way. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting March 7. out there. You've only got 4 minutes to do it, though, so let's go. Things that must go also coming up. Stand by. Round 2.
X96 is Utah's original alternative with a 1-hour nonstop music.
All right, 8:45, time to award round 2 of your boner voting, and then we'll get to things that must go.
And round 2 is brought to you in part by Jicama salad.
Ooh. Really? Jicama salad.
Jicama based. I mean, it had cabbage.
And the amazing Lash Studio Lash Cam. Go to x96.com/live. Lash Cam.
So we had boner candidate number 1. A samurai sword seems like a really good response to, if jealousy and you're jealous and you find Tinder account on your boyfriend's phone, why not slice him up with a samurai sword? Good response. Boner candidate number 2. I'm just an amateur white supremacist. It's a hobby. Really? Come on, you guys. I kid.
It's a character that I'm playing.
That's right. I kid about all my racist views. That's according to a teacher in Florida who used a fake name and had a podcast that she was doing outside of school hours about white supremacy and how much she loved it. And boner candidate number 3, which was, sounds like she hasn't earned enough for a college education yet. I put that one in there. She's still nude modeling at the age of 22. I'm trying to save money for a college education. Well, if you had earned enough money, you would have gone to college and kept your clothes on in the mall. But no. So Diana won tickets to the Sportsman's Expo. And the winner of the boner voting by a gigantic margin, number 2. I'm just an amateur white supremacist. It's a hobby.
It's a good one. All right, that's the winner of round 2. It is now qualified to go to Boner Fight, and it has a 50-50 chance of becoming Boner of the Day. You decide that at 9:20 when we present both candidates to you. Things that must go.
Brought to you by, stop buying disposable office printers off the shelf at that big box store. Get the highest quality commercial-grade printers from Valley Office Systems for a whole lot less than you would expect. ValleyOfficeSystems.com.
Things that must go on the radio.
These are things that are bothering you, dear friends of the Radio from Hell show, things that you just can't take anymore. You say, I'm going to get this off my chest, and so you send it to us, and hopefully if we read your must go on the air, it'll help you out. It'll leave your life. Send them to radiofromhell@x96.com. Put must go in the subject line. I have one of my own today. Pop-up ads that tell you we have just blocked a pop-up ad. Pop-up, it's not an ad, but it's a pop-up, and it pops up and says, we just blocked 3 pop-up ads. Thanks. Thanks for
doing the job that I assigned you to do.
This one says, greetings, lords and ladies, esteemed Radio from Hell show. Feel free to use my name or not on the radio. Okay, Terrence. I have just one thing I wish you would vanquish from the likes of my adult being in society at large.
Vanquish.
A single person who comes to a coffee shop, orders something, and then proceeds to take the only 3 or 4 seated table within its quarters.
Yeah, you go to the smallest place.
I do graphic and web design work at a close coffee shop and sugar house, mostly to perform collaborative work with my clients. Why must a solo personage always take up a table, affording 2 or 3 empty seats available for anyone to do work on? Yet this one person takes up the whole damn table, leaving my client and myself in the abyss of doing work standing up.
Because I was there first.
There, I've made the world a better place. You're welcome. That's it. Enjoy your day. Bless you all at Radio from Hell for keeping this left-aligned sociopath sane in this considerably right-leaning state. All right. Terrence. This one, howdy from Texas.
Howdy.
Just one thing that must go from your friend Texas Laura. I'm dating a guy 11 years younger than me. I'm 35 today. This is my birthday, and he's 24. It's legal. We are happy, but the judgment I receive from most people who find our age differences must go. I'm not using him to be a substitute dad, or is he using me for money or stability. We just mesh together. We love each other, regardless of age. I admit it was uncomfortable at first. I was a little uncomfortable because he was so young, but I don't even notice it now. Please make other people's assumptions on why we are together go. Thanks so much, Texas Laura. I love you guys. And finally, this from, please just use my first name, Stephanie. My list of things that must go are follows. The anxiety I feel about Radio from Hell ever ending. The show must at least last as long as my life.
At least.
So if you could figure that out, that would be great. Well, Stephanie, just let us know how long you plan to live, and we'll see what we can do. Also, this doesn't need to go but must come back. What happened to the courtesy flush? And along that line, stop clogging the toilets at work or any other public place. If you're dropping one that big, and you shouldn't probably flush that. You should flush midway. Okay. No, psoriasis on my feet must go.
The heartbreak.
Nice, comfortable pens that are full of ink and randomly stop writing must go. And finding a product you love only to have it discontinued after your discovery must go. Make mine a double. Live long and prosper, bitches. And Gina speaks my truths.
Oh, nice. My quick one. I try to support brick and mortar stores much as I possibly can. I try not to order things online if I can buy them here locally. But if you keep making it harder and harder for me to buy here locally, I'm going to start ordering things on Amazon. I had a hell of a time trying to buy Thor Ragnarok yesterday.
That should be an easy thing to do.
Yeah, it should be.
Just the DVD?
I just trying to buy the Blu-ray. That's all I wanted. I just wanted the 4K Blu-ray. That's all. That's all I need.
Yeah.
But no, instead I got this stock guy standing in front of the shelves, talking to some other stock guy for 5 minutes, so I can't see which one is which. And then you get to the cash register, and the guy can't even open up a sack. It's just making it harder and harder. I may just start ordering things online if it doesn't change. The next purchase I have is that new Star Wars movie. Get it together before then. I know. Shaking in your boots, aren't you?
That's quite a problem.
Let's see. This one from Darren. Concert ticket convenience fees.
Oh, I hate the convenience fee.
And all their fees in general. There's nothing convenient about a 30% fee tacked onto an already expensive ticket, especially when there's no way to avoid said convenience, even if I try to buy tickets at the venue. It's true. Yeah. It's a racket. It's something that we've been against, but there's nothing we can do about for years. Let's see, this one from Robert. People continuously shopping while at a register. Please gather all your items before going to the register. It's infuriating waiting behind people still shopping while being rung up. Also getting the finger in traffic when you're clearly wrong. Backwards peace sign to you. There's that. This one from Megan. People that call into my work and ask me a question about their account. When I answer their question, they say, well, you're wrong. Well, all righty. Why'd you call me if you know?
That's what it says right here.
I'm only as good as the information in front of me. This one is from Stacy. I have just a couple of things that must go. Please use your most sincere voice when reading this so that these things can disappear from my life. First, when you ask someone, would you rather, a would you rather question, they respond with both or neither.
No, pick.
That is not an option.
Pick.
Yeah.
My husband does this to me all the time. Drives me nuts. Me. Would you rather have pork or stir fry for dinner? Him. Neither. If you don't like my options, come up with your own. Lastly, nosy bosses, coworkers must go. Maybe they should just focus on their own jobs. Thanks for letting me listen to your antics.
Antics.
Stacy from Orem.
As for Michelle, things that must go. The coworker that constantly shoves her phone in my face to show me pics of her latest mundane BS.
No.
I didn't ask to see that. I'm not your Facebook friend. That's probably why she's showing it to you. I know you didn't see this on Facebook. Birthday obligations must go.
Yes.
If you feel like you want to buy someone a gift or write a thoughtful card for someone on their special day, I'm all for it. But the obligation to buy some silly token for someone because you feel obligated to has got to go. Let's see. Hi there. I've been listening to your show since I was in my 20s. I'm 44 now, so thank you for entertaining me during many commutes to school and work over the years. Things that must go. Gina blurting out, well, the Jazz lost last night without any warning.
Well,
I'm a single dad, and by the time I get off work and make dinner and do chores, I don't have time to watch the game, so very often I DVR it. I like to listen to your show, but space off sometimes, and when Gina's talking out of nowhere, she spoils the... I spoiled...
Well, you're noted for your being a spoiler.
I mean, if it's the...
Or is it spoiled? I can't.
If it's the next day, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Tell him to shut up.
I mean...
Slow walkers and people in groups that walk side by side.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a tall person and I'm usually in a hurry, so I probably walk faster than the average person, but could you just move to the side, please? And let's see, finally, this from Michael in Pocatello. What must go are free dum-dum suckers for my kids everywhere we go.
Yeah.
I have 3-year-old twins, and anytime I go to a store, the pharmacy, the library, doctor's office, the checker, receptionist says, can they have a sucker? They usually ask this when they're holding up a basket in front of my 3-year-old twins, and the kids go nuts. Like I can say no after they're doing that. Please don't do that. I don't want my kids to have candy at 10 a.m. That must go.
Thank you. All right, it's 8:56. We've got Corey's concert and community calendar coming up after these. But, Gina, do you have traffic?
I do. Crash eastbound 114 South, 3600 West in Salt Lake. Right lane is blocked there. We've got a crash westbound I-80 5th East in Salt Lake off to the right shoulder. I see some major slowage northbound I-15 coming around Point of the Mountain through the Draper Sandy area. I don't see if it's a crash, but things are really slow through there. That's traffic brought to you by... Don't have to meet a creepy guy in a parking lot to get a great deal on a used smartphone. Bad Apple buys, sells, trades at refurbished tablets and phones. Go to badapplerepair.com.
Oh, man, I'd like a sandwich.
Hot sandwich.
How about a sub?
Sub.
A Subway sandwich?
It's the Starting 5 fresh value meal. This is in celebrating the Jazz. They want you to go into Subway, pick a sub, Subway Club, Black Forest ham, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, turkey breast, or oven roasted chicken.
Oven roasted chicken for me today.
Then the veggies. You pick your veggies. You want them all on. Yeah. Chips and a drink.
Oil and vinegar.
That's your fresh value meal. Now, when you get that, while you're there at Subway, ask about the VIP suite experience with the Jazz. If you win, you and 3 of your friends will enjoy a VIP suite experience on March 30th, brought to you by the Utah Jazz. You get food, access to pregame warm-ups where you can see the players shoot and practice, 1 personalized jersey, and 1 Utah Jazz hat. There will be 5 winners. Just go into Subway, get some lunch, and find out how to enter. Fresh value meal includes purchase of any sub, drink, and chips. For complete contest rules and regulations, please visit utahjazz.com/starting5. Subway is a registered trademark of the Subway IP Inc. 2018 Subway IP Inc.
This is very important.
X96 is your home for non-stop music.
And now it's time for another edition of Ned Hastings, Smoking Psychotherapist. Brought to you by Iger Brothers Chain Link. Whatever your chain link need, be it fences, neck ornaments, or medieval armor, call Iger Brothers. We've been linking you up with the finest chain link products for over 30 years. And now Ned Hastings, Smoking Psychotherapist.
Ladies and gentlemen, order. Order, please. It's time to get this committee meeting underway. The Utah State Legislature has impaneled this panel to look into Utah's new law prohibiting cigarette smoking in all public places. We'll be hearing from a series of expert witnesses today. The first person to testify is a psychotherapist named Ned Hastings. Sergeant at Arms, could you call Mr. Hastings to the committee room, please? Mr. Hastings, Ned Hastings, please come into the committee room. Mr. Hastings, thank you for being with us today. May I say that it's an unusual contraption that you're wearing. It looks like a spacesuit.
Close, but no cigarette, Mr. Chairman. It works on the same principle as a spacesuit, and it was developed by NASA, but this is my patented Ned Hastings smoke suit. The backpack portion recycles fine, rich Turkish tobacco instead of fresh air. The bubble headgear captures every bit of smoke. None escapes into the outer atmosphere, thereby allowing me to roam freely through Utah's smoke-free environment.
Well, I'm not sure that this is allowable. You may be breaking a Utah law.
Oh, but I'm willing to take that risk for the sake of sweet, sweet tobacco.
Mr. Haston, I'm having a hard time seeing your face through the bubble.
Oh, yes. I'm still working on a system to clear the tar and nicotine resins from the inner surface. I have a devil of a time behind the wheel of my sporty car.
Oh, yes. Mr. Haston, you've been called before this panel as an expert witness. You are a psychotherapist, are you not?
I am.
And what is your expert view of the new Utah Clean Air Act?
I feel that it is an abomination before God and man. Not only does the law discourage people from finding good mental health by becoming new smokers, it is causing those existing smokers who have achieved some measure of mental stability to become unhinged. If this law stays in effect, I am anticipating a rash of crimes the like of which you little people have never...
My God, his suit's sprung a leak!
Filthy tobacco smoke is leaking into the hollow chamber. Evacuate this building immediately!
Oh no! If tobacco smoke is leaking out, that means that fresh air is getting in. Must reach the cigarettes in car. Holy shit!
Will Ned make it to his cigarettes in time? Join us next as Iger Brothers Chain Link presents another in the continuing adventures of Ned Hastings, smoking psychotherapist.
Okay, I'd like the Cajun grilled chicken sandwich, plain. I just want the chicken and the bun. No cheese, no mayonnaise, no lettuce, tomato, onions, coleslaw. And can I get onion rings instead of fries? Yeah. And can I get bacon on that?
Bacon? Did you want to do the chicken club instead of the Cajun chicken?
No, you don't understand.
What was your name again?
Kristen.
Kristen, you see, this is not a radio bit. You need to know that this is the way she really is, and no one believes us.
Okay.
So we thought if we got it on tape, people would finally believe it.
All right. Did you want the Cajun seasoning?
Yes.
Yes.
And I would like the spicy Cajun mustard mayonnaise on the side.
Mayo on the side.
Don't put it on the sandwich.
No, I won't. No, trust me, I won't.
Thank you.
And the cheese?
No cheese.
No cheese.
No
at all.
cheese. No, just chicken.
Okay. All right.
Chicken bacon bun.
onion
And
rings.
again, we're not trying to be difficult, just for the radio. This is real.
All right. Thank you.
I'm so very sorry.
That's all right. Don't be sorry. I would like to say I've had worse, but that's probably the worst.
And how long have you worked here?
Here, 6 months, but
Dealing with tourists every day and their weird ordering habits, this is the worst. I want it on record, ladies and gentlemen.
It's from an official professional waitress. I'm the worst.
And again, this is no exaggeration.
Congratulations, Gina. Congratulations.
You've earned your spot in the Hard Rock Hall of Fame.
She's here to get married, by the way.
congratulations.
And she's marrying a guy named Joe Jones. Maybe you, as our waitress, I'm sorry, what's your name again?
Kristen.
Maybe Kristen, you as our waitress, you could warn Joe that it's still not too late.
Because I've been saying it every day, every hour, ever since we heard about this.
That's sad.
Yeah.
That's what we think.
Thank you. Thank you. Nation.
Why are you whispering?
I don't know, because they were very quiet. I wasn't expecting a quiet AWOL Nation
You were
song.
expecting sales.
I was, yeah, kind of. They're coming to town, and Corey will tell you about it.
I hear they're the pressure valve of hardworking people trying to get to work.
Is that right?
Yeah. Hi, Corey.
Hey, how you doing?
Is your feature sponsored today?
We are sponsored today by Sum 41. Does this look infected? 15th anniversary tour.
Yes.
Really? That's what they're doing?
Yes,
Yep.
it does.
May 23rd at the Complex. Tickets are on sale now.
It's Corey O'Brien with Corey's Community and Concert Calendar. Corey compiles all of these events for us and puts them in one spot. You too can be privy to them. I mean, you'll hear them right now, but if you want to go to x96.com, they're all there. Or you can text the word
event
to
33986.
And that will get you automatically once a week.
We'll text it to you at noon. We don't, too early.
Noon on Wednesday.
We're not going to wake you up.
So we want to wake you up.
Events.
If you can make it till noon in bed,
all right,
you should not be disturbed.
All right.
Okay, so tonight, AWOL Nation at the Complex.
Really? I didn't know that.
It's tonight. Tonight. It's the Here Come the Runts tour. They're touring on that. It's an all-ages show. So go see that.
Okay.
Tomorrow night, sold out, but I think it's worth mentioning because this band is fantastic. So if you can find some tickets somewhere, Lucius will be at the State Room. They're doing an acoustic set. They're a four-piece out of Brooklyn. Some amazing vocals. We actually had them in for one of our Lounge X's here, and you can watch those videos on YouTube or right on the blog that I'm reading from.
Now, Lucius, don't they have the two women vocalists?
Yeah.
And they wear the blonde wigs.
Yeah.
They were touring with Roger Waters.
Were they?
Yeah,
Well,
they were his background female
nice.
background vocalists on all those Pink Floyd songs.
And they are fantastic, and their voices carry, and it's going to be a great place to see them. So if you can make your way into that show, go see them. Also tonight, you folks out at Jordan Landing, Rob Schneider at Wise Guys for 2 nights.
No, you're wrong.
I'm what?
No, that's
what he said to
That was
us.
Rob Schneider.
No, you're wrong.
That's what he kept saying to us.
You're
whenever-
No,
you're wrong?
Yeah, no, you're wrong.
No, you're wrong.
We kept telling him that, never mind. It
I
was,
think
it
he
was
was
vaccination.
It was a
are a good
vaccination.
thing,
I for one think he was right.
No, you're wrong.
Also, Father of El King, if you didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Friday night, They Might Be Giants will be at the Depot. They're touring on the support of their latest album, I Like Fun. And I do too. That's why you're going to go.
Who doesn't?
I know. It seems pretty obvious. Saturday, the 18th annual Slug Games at Brighton. It's a rail jam for the 18th year.
Okay.
And it's free to register. So if you think you have what it takes, you should register. Also on Saturday, a onesie bar crawl. Just to clarify, a onesie bar crawl, not a romper.
Adults in onesies.
Adults in onesies.
There are. I think you can get them.
How about a pajogger? Will that
No
work?
onesie.
I don't think so.
No,
Yeah.
no rompers.
Can I go in
no-
a slanket?
It's in the title, onesie. I'm sorry.
It's onesie. It's right in there.
The rules have been established.
I only have a slanket.
Well,
Sorry.
we'll wait. Maybe next month. And Sunday, Maria Bamford will be at Wise Guys downtown.
She's always good.
I
Lady
love
Dynamite.
her.
She's
always
fantastic.
very funny.
Well, it'd be great if we could get her on the show.
That would be
And
good.
What day
always
is she here?
Yeah.
It's Sunday, so no.
So probably
Yeah,
maybe,
not-
maybe she wants to come and hang out in Salt Lake Friday.
For
Maybe you'll
days.
luck out. You never know.
It's not a traditional stand-up show. It's not what you're expecting.
No.
It's always very interesting and funny.
What time is that show on Sunday? Is it
I think they probably do a couple. I think usually like 7 and 9.
7? I can, yeah, maybe.
So it'll be good. It'll be good. And then the final event for the week to mention, Sunday night, Trapped at Metro Music Hall doing an acoustic set.
Oh.
So there you go. Headstrong.
Oh.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
That's the one.
I don't know if they're bringing strings or not, but it'd be nice if they did.
Yeah.
That's
String
one of those
section.
that I put in my file.
You have a whole
Put that over
file
there.
for that?
I actually do here. It just
Okay.
says, oh.
So you're just going to put trapped right in
Yeah,
there.
Right in
Open
there.
that.
There
Put
it
it
is.
down there. So yeah, a little better than last week.
Yeah.
I like the Rel Gym at Brighton. If you can make it up for that, it is a good time. I think they usually
Yeah.
build out the bottom of Millie, and it's just kind of a good little party atmosphere.
And they've got, finally, plenty of snow.
Plenty of snow to be had, yeah.
That's true. Well, thank you.
Cool, thank you.
You can get all of that stuff, x96.com. Text the word event to 33986. Events.
Either one will work.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because sometimes they're specific.
And listen to Corey on the radio from 7 till whenever he feels like going home here on X96. Right.
Thank you very much. All right, we got Boner Fight coming up. Stand by for that. Before that, a reasonable amount of news.
All right.
So get all your leftover stuff.
I'll
and
find some.
throw it at us.
I'll look in my file.
Do that.
Are there any diamonds in your file?
But there might be diamonds in my future from Diamonds Direct.
They wouldn't be in the file. They'd be in the file.
Ooh. Diamonds Direct. Listen, you want a nice ring, a diamond ring, this is where you want to go.
Best selection.
Yeah.
I've never seen. I used to work in a jewelry store. Never seen a selection like they have.
And
at
then they
Diamonds Direct.
then they got the upgrade deal where if you buy a diamond from them, they'll buy it back
Yeah,
in a
in a
couple
certain-
of years.
Yeah.
For what you paid for.
For what you paid for it and more, and then you can upgrade to a bigger one.
So Diamonds Direct is what we're talking about, and they, if you buy a ring at Diamonds Direct, you can I think you can be absolutely sure, not almost, absolutely sure that this ring from Diamonds Direct will be unlike any other ring in town.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see a lot of times you see, see my diamond, and say, oh yeah, that looks just like the one my sister has or whatever. Nope, Diamonds Direct, you can find something totally unique at a great, great price. Diamonds Direct, 6400 South, right across from the Fashion Place Mall.
Hi there, it's Kerry Jackson. Geek Show is me and all my best friends sitting in my basement studio, drinking, laughing, and talking about the stuff we love. Sci-fi, movies, TV shows, comic books, toys, games, and more. Get a new Not Safe for Work episode every Monday morning.
GeekShowPodcast.com.
Mark your calendar. The International Sportsman's Expo, sponsored by KSL TV, coming March 15th to Southtown Expo Center. Try the gear, buy the trips, meet the pros. March 15th through 18th at Southtown Expo Center.
Disney on Ice presents Follow Your Heart. Dive into fun with Dory and new pal Hank from Finding Dory. Dream big with the Disney princesses. Explore the emotions that inspire us from inside out. Celebrate friendship with the Toy Story gang. And discover the true meaning of family with Anna, Elsa, and Olaf from Frozen. Make lasting memories with Mickey and friends at Disney on Ice.
Opening night tickets start at $10. Restrictions and additional charges may apply. Playing Vivint Smart Home Arena Thursday through Sunday.
Childhood and summer don't last forever.
Vacationing is how you make your memories.
Having adventures together and seeing each other conquer fears is honestly what it's all about.
Let them get dirty and let them play, and you can leave all the other stuff at home and just be with your kids.
You get to go explore and do something that you've never done.
And you don't have to force that or create something that's not real for them. They find it for themselves.
Make this summer count. Start planning your Idaho adventure at 18summers.us.
People have said I've gone mad. Well, yeah, that's why I'm upgrading the value of your trade by 3 years. It's March. It's all about the madness.
Isn't it time to go national?
It's like a party up in here with all the cars that you really want to own. Get down here, walk our lot, feel the freedom of over 500 choices, everything you would ever want to own. Our goal is to get you approved. 108th and State in Sandy. Look for the giant American flag.
If you've been considering LASIK, it's time for you to have the aha moment where you finally decide to get rid of your glasses or contacts. That's why you need to call Hoops Vision at 877-
Radio from Hell with Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
All right. We do have boner fights coming up in a few moments. But first, more than a reasonable amount of news.
Well, okay.
Just get all your leftover stuff and throw it at us. Brought to you by...
Try a Subway starting 5 fresh value meal featuring the favorite subs of the Utah Jazz starting lineup and enter to win a VIP suite experience. Go into Subway and find out how to enter.
Well, let's see. Are you afraid of snakes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Are you?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
I don't trust them.
Wasps and dogs are much deadlier.
Well, I'm afraid of
than
wasps too.
than snakes. You are more likely to encounter and be killed by a wasp or a dog than you are a snake. But of the 1,610 people killed in encounters with animals between 2008 and 2015, so if I'm doing my math correctly, let's see,
Yes.
7 years.
Okay.
7 year span. 478 people were killed by hornets.
Wow.
Wasps and bees.
That's allergies, I'll bet.
Well, yeah, but 272 people were killed by dogs.
Mm-hmm.
According to a study published in Wilderness and Environmental Medicine, snakes, spiders, and scorpions were responsible for 99 deaths over 8 years.
This is why I don't go out of the house.
There's a dog in your house. Don't forget
My
that.
dog is
And
not
they,
gonna-
Gina, they will turn on you.
She
in an
won't.
instant.
No, she won't.
In an instant, dogs will turn on you.
If they get the message from the underground, now is the time
Now
to
is the
rise
time?
up. Yes.
They're waiting. They're just waiting. Researchers found that 72 people annually were killed by other mammals, including horses, cattle, and pigs. Only 6 people died from a snake bite over that span of time. 6 after being bitten by a venomous spider. And 2 people were killed by marine animals over that 8-year period.
Sharks.
And one...
Dolphins.
One was killed by a rat. So there you go.
I don't want to die any of those ways.
You don't?
I want to die in my sleep while there's a little bit of drool coming out of the corner of my mouth.
Ideally, that's how we all go.
A staggering amount of stolen goods was found in a home in South Salt Lake. A man is behind bars and faces more than a dozen felony charges in a massive stolen property bust in South Salt Lake, or East Stabbington if you prefer. 38-year-old Anthony Lee Cantrell faces 14 felony charges of receiving stolen property. Police were tipped off to the stolen goods gold mine after receiving a complaint about an abandoned trailer in the neighborhood. South Salt Lake Police Information Officer Gary Keller said the trailer turned out to be a stolen trailer. And then officers discovered that the problem went well beyond the trailer. After permission from the property owner and a search warrant, they spent all day sifting through hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of stuff. I can't even hardly believe how much money worth of property is in this thing, Keller said. He said the items, which covered a wide range of everything imaginable, most likely came from burglaries up and down the Wasatch Front.
So they'd
It's
steal stuff and then
unbelievable.
stash it in there, and
Jack Erickson said he's a friend of the man who owns the home, and the man had no idea one of his tenants was hoarding all of this stolen stuff. I saw a Corvette here. I saw trucks, skidoos, snowmobiles, utility work trucks, boats, everything you could think of.
it sounds like they're good at stealing it, but not good at dumping it.
Police,
Shouldn't
police
they
are
be getting rid of some of it?
Police, well, I don't know. Maybe they did. It was just, so much that police arrested Cantrell and Charles Peckinpah, who is Cantrell's roommate, says, I've heard of him bidding on stuff on eBay. Oh, so they would sell it on eBay and places like that.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So there you
It's
go.
a business.
Oh, okay, if you say so.
That sounds like a business.
So what are the popular toys going to be this year?
Black Panther
Poop.
stuff?
Apparently poop toys are extremely
no, it's true.
popular.
It's true. I read about this. The toy fair just happened in New York.
Oh, that's where this is from.
Yeah,
why
where
this came
they
up.
this is where the toy companies display all of their stuff that they have available, and that's when like stores like Toys R Us and places like that go through the toy fair, and they go, we should carry that.
Here are 7 different toys, all related to poop.
Yes.
And this is poop chat, I guess, Gary, really?
I guess it could be.
The Jack's Pacific Skidoo Shot 30. I'm looking at this, and I'm not quite clear how it's
What does
supposed
that
to
have to
work.
do with-
It has skid in the title, Gina. That's why. And probably makes you think of skid marks and that one summer of nastiness where your brother... Well, no, I'm not going to read that. It costs $20. You load toilet paper into the Skid Shot 30, and it wets and wads it up, creating huge spitballs that you can then fling at people.
It makes spitballs.
Giant spitballs.
It's a gun that
out of
makes
toilet-
spitballs.
Out of
This is
toilet
a
paper.
horrible thing.
I love it.
It's Poop Chat on X96 Radio from Hell.
Now, here's one. It's called it's made by Alex Brands. It's called Plunge It. We've all been there watching our friends plunge the toilet, or you doing it yourself. Well, this is a game called Plunge It, $22, and it lets you prove you're better at plunging than your friends. It's a little toy pile of poop with a face on it, and then everybody gets a plunger.
These are terrible.
So far, I'm really liking them. Mattel's Flushing Frenzy. Plunge It was one of the many poop plunger games at the Toy Fair this year, but Flush and Frenzy also involves the application of plunging tools. This time, players roll dice
Yeah.
which tell them how many plunges they get,
It's the
attempts
same
that they
thing.
get. No, the loser is the player who sends the. It's a spring-loaded a turd again with a face on it.
Yeah.
And it will go flying in the air.
Why all the poop?
I'll give you 3 guesses, Gina. You complain about it constantly.
Huh?
The Trump administration.
You think there are a lot of
Yes.
poop-related toys because of the Trump administration?
Yes, I do. Spin Master Flush Force. Pacific Pull My Finger. It's another little thing. Oh, it's a bank. That's nice. Mr. Pimple Popper. That's a good
I've
one.
seen that one.
Oh, you have? Yeah.
No, we talked about it. It's
Did
that
we?
weird little piece of rubber that you.
And this
Pop
is a good
pimple?
one. No, this is a little different. It's a face. It's a head covered with pimples that you
jeez.
pop.
Yeah.
I guess it's a game. But
you
then
you can load it up.
Then there's this. Finally, Hasbro. It's called Don't Step in It.
Okay.
And it's you create a ton of poop by using a modeling clay and a mold, and then you put them on this mat. And players spin a dial and take turns walking blindfolded and barefoot up and down the mat, hoping to not step in it.
It's like pin the tail on the donkey.
Kind of in a
but in a
in a scatological
more
way.
visceral kind of.
Yeah.
These are all horrible.
I bet you would have fun doing all of them.
No, I would not.
Your kids want all
No,
of them.
they don't.
It's Poop Chat.
As a matter of fact,
96 Radio from Hell.
I'm going to get a couple of these, and the next time your mom's having a party, I'm going to go.
My
take them.
mom? Yeah, she'll love that.
Oh, listen.
She will.
Betcha.
It's Boner Fight. With Radio from Hell on X96.
I'm sure Carrie will mention this tomorrow, too, by the way. It's just one. It was in my list here. Go watch the new Lost in Space trailer. Oh, man. So here it is. The Boner Fight, the winner from round 1, which was, ma'am, this was racist 40 years ago. It's a school in Tennessee, the Cumberland Elementary School Rebels.
Ugh.
And they have Confederate flag, and then they have this mural on the wall that's been there for 40 years depicting a lynching. Well, they're finally taking it down after complaints. But a spokesman for the school district, she said, well, 40 years ago when a school was built, these things weren't talked about. This wasn't an issue.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry, ma'am. This was racist 40 years ago, too. Yes. And voter candidate number 2, another candidate about racism and white supremacists. I'm just an amateur white supremacist. It's a hobby. That's a teacher in Florida who says her white nationalist and white supremacist podcast, this was just satire. I was doing it as a hobby, and it's satire, she said.
It's a character I'm playing.
Yeah, it's not really how I.
So there you go.
All right, so there you go. You've got to decide which one of these is the worst. Which one deserves to be Boner of the Day? 1 or 2. Type the candidate number into the message of a text on your phone, and then text that to our short code 33986. Easy. You can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Fight March 7. If you do not see that box refresh, it should appear, but you better hurry. You got less than 4 minutes to do it. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
from Hell on X96.
All right, 9:35. Time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by? In part by a meal of overseasoned tacos and then a jicama cabbage salad.
And the boys are back. Real Salt Lake coming in kicking with the first match of the season at Rio Tinto Stadium this Saturday, March 10th against LAFC. Kickoff is 1:30. Now you can buy tickets at rsl.com or go to x96.com and enter to win an RSL opening game prize pack. It's 4 tickets to the game, dinner at the Interform Club, pregame field passes, jerseys, scarves, postgame autograph, big prize, x96.com.
Cool. So Boner candidate number 1, ma'am. This was racist 40 years ago, too. The Tennessee Elementary School with the nickname, the mascot of the Rebels, and a mural on the wall in an elementary school depicting a lynching. Well, we built the school 40 years ago, and this wasn't, And then Boner candidate number 2, I'm just an amateur white supremacist. It's just a hobby. This teacher in Florida who has a podcast, Another Identity, and it's all about white supremacy and racism. But then when she was discovered, this was satire, really. So I didn't put those 2 candidates in the same round, thinking that, they'll just cancel each other out. But then I realized they end up both being, winners. But I guess that's a good thing.
It's fine.
Yeah. And the voting was pretty close, but I guess everybody thought I'm just an amateur white supremacist.
Oh, really? I liked that one.
That's the one that won. I shouldn't say everybody. It was close.
I thought 1 was going to win, but I liked the subtlety of number 2.
Yeah, so there you go.
All right, there you go. That's your Boner of the Day for Wednesday. It is now qualified for Boner of the Week. We'll do that on Friday at about this time.
Okay.
All right.
Hi, Richie.
Hey, guys.
That's Richard Stedman, who is the producer of the Radio from Hell show. And what a producer does is he produces.
Yeah.
So what have you produced for us?
What are you producing?
Well, lots of things.
What right now?
Well, I wanted to tell you guys a quick story about Disneyland. Taking my girlfriend for her first time to Disneyland.
This is an adult, a grown-ass woman.
Yeah.
And she ain't been to Disneyland.
30 years old. She was born and raised in Lafayette, Louisiana.
They never heard of Disneyland in Louisiana?
I'll bet she's been to Dollywood.
I don't know, actually. I'll ask her. No, her mom, their vacations as a young child, her mom was a horse trainer, so it was vacations at horse shows and, backpacking and camping, that kind of thing. Moved here. We've been dating for a while, and when I first found out she'd never been to Disneyland, I said, well, we're going to remedy this. Was in Southern California for a work conference and decided to make it a little bit longer and take her to Disneyland. She also doesn't know anything about Disneyland.
How do you... Okay, I get not ever making it to Disneyland. How do you not know anything about
Well,
Disneyland?
so, she's seen some of the Disney movies, like Little Mermaid and, Pirates of the Caribbean, but hasn't ever been there, hasn't ever had to plan out the trip.
We're so close. That's part of the reason.
Are we too close to...
we're so close to Disneyland here, just proximity-wise. I think that has a lot to do with it.
So a couple things, and then I'll tell you about the prank that I pulled on her. The Guardians of the Galaxy ride is amazing.
It is great.
Even though it is the same ride as the Tower of Terror, I mean, essentially for the thrill of it, it is completely different and way more enjoyable than how the Tower of Terror was.
Come on. The floating candlestick at the end of the hall. Come on.
It's a haunted mansion.
Oh, no,
there was
something at
there
the
was
end
a
of the
clock.
hall.
It was a clock or something, right?
There were people at
Anyway, she loved that, but she was super anxious because she gets the motion sickness, and specifically motion in the dark.
Well, that's that ride.
All of those things.
Yeah. Great.
But that ride didn't bother her. When we got in early to the park, we got on Haunted Mansion. Bothered her a little. Space Mountain was terrible, and she's like, I'm sick. And I said, okay, well, what we're going to do, I'm going to spare the most treacherous ride until the end of the day. We'll do it the last part of the day so that if you get sick, we can just go back to the hotel and we'll be done.
All right.
The ride is called It's a Small World, and we'll save it till the end of the day.
It is the most sickening ride in Disneyland.
Right.
She had no idea.
But she had no idea because she doesn't know the park. So, we do the Matterhorn, and that was fun because it's light, and so it wasn't that big of a deal. And we're going around, and I said, well, that's where It's a Small World is, but we're not going to go there. And it started to become a fight between the two of us. Now, it's just me baiting her because I know that it's obviously nothing, but she has no idea. And I said, well, we have to do it because you have to do all the things at Disneyland. I am that guy. You have to go here.
Yeah.
You have to try this. You have to eat this.
We know you're that guy.
Did you go on Mr. Toad?
Of course, because you have to.
Takes you right to hell.
Peter Pan, the whole deal. So we did, in fact, save It's a Small World for the last ride. We get in line. It's fairly lengthy line. So you can't see, the either getting in or coming out of the ride until you get up pretty close. And she looks at it and she sees young kids and senior citizens coming out of it. But it's a boat on water and you're going into something. So she, for all intents and purposes, she thinks, okay, this is going to be terrible. We get in. She's livid. Why are you making me ride this ride that you know is going to make me sick? And I'm just laughing inside. And I just stone cold sober as we go through it. We go through the whole ride. I'm not saying anything.
Hang on.
She doesn't look over to me, any of that stuff. We get out of the ride. She looks over at me. You're an a-hole.
Well, she knows you.
And I got a
She's
picture
right.
of it. It ended up being very, very funny. But in that moment and all that time, it really was like, I do not want to ride this ride. Why would you let me do it? Why would you make me go on this ride?
She's right. You are.
Yeah.
Seared in her mind forever. Have you seen her since you got back?
Yeah. Oh, as a matter of
Yeah,
fact.
come on. I'm just thinking. Check and see if she's purchased a samurai sword anywhere.
Yeah. There's a picture I'll share on social media if people follow me of her immediately following the ride, where you can see every look of disgust in that.
So not only is she disgusted with you, she's disgusted with you because you're taking a picture of it, and she's disgusted with you because you're posting it.
And you ruined a trip to Disneyland, so she worried about this all day. She didn't just enjoy herself.
Yes to you, Gina, and yes to you, Bill. But we'll take advantage of it while we still have it.
All right.
Yeah, I can see why he's... Yeah, all right.
As I said, I'm the producer of the program.
Yep. Oh.
He produces things.
Yes, a real romantic.
Like Loathing.
Yep.
Never been there. Gonna
No.
ruin
The whole day.
The whole day.
Yep.
Well.
Can see why. All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back. But first, RandLife.com.
The Rand Life Civil Service Grant is a thank you to the community.
And Gina Barberi, Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 9:48. Oh.
That's my amazing lash cam. It's look how amazing lash studio. Lash cam. I'll be there on Saturday, 4 to 6 in Sugar House, Wilmington.
X96.com/live.
I have good news for you, Carrie.
What?
I saw this headline and I'm like, Carrie needs this.
All right.
It's a list.
People love lists.
7 ways vodka is great for your health.
Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Is it one of them you can use it as a skin toner?
Let's see. Number 1, vodka is a cure-all.
Well, of course it is. I've been trying to tell you.
It's like
antitoxin, antiseptic. It can be used to treat toothaches, clean wounds, clean your house.
Listen, I went to a demonstration once, and a guy had a glass of water and a glass of vodka, and he put a worm in the glass of water, and then he put a worm in the glass of vodka, and he put the worm in the glass of vodka. It died immediately. He said, "What does that tell you about alcohol?" And I said, "Well, if I have worms, I'll drink vodka."
Exactly.
It kills worms.
It kills them. It's one of the oldest jokes I have ever heard.
It's a natural disinfectant.
Right.
It's a stress reliever.
Yes.
You may have heard that red wine is a natural relaxer, but it's nothing compared to vodka. It has been scientifically proven to relieve tension better than wine.
See how relaxed those Russians are?
Exactly.
It's heart healthy.
Is it?
Vodka can increase blood flow and circulation in your body, which can prevent clots, strokes, and other heart disease. Lowers your cholesterol.
See?
It's low calorie.
I drink a bit.
It is.
Yeah.
Bill?
Yeah.
Can
Skin
be
toner?
used as a skincare product.
Aha! Skincare product.
That was a guess, but
Deep clean your pores, Carrie.
use the cheap stuff.
Just let me drink.
It's good for oral hygiene. Swishing a shot of it can help combat bad breath.
That's right.
I gargle with it every morning.
It can alleviate symptoms caused by arthritis.
Is that alcohol I smell on your breath?
You're so mean when you're drunk.
No, but that's the thing about vodka. You can't smell vodka on you.
It's the no-tell liquor.
I can't, is that?
It's good for diabetes.
Good for diabetes. Wait a second.
Unlike beer and wine, a shot of vodka can actually reduce blood sugar levels.
Well, you think Wilford Brimley's still alive?
I need a drink. There's some ice and stuff back there. Why don't you make us all some old fashions?
Old fashions? You think you ought to drink while you're flying?
Well, stop kidding, will you? And make us some drinks. I mean, just press the button back there marked booze. It's the only way to fly.
So there's 7 things, Carrie. Not that you needed, an excuse, but
always use them.
Damn, don't time fly when you're drunk as hell.
I want to go back to the no-tell. Is it really true that you can't smell? I don't think that's true.
It's
vodka?
That you can smell vodka.
You can smell vodka.
Yeah. I don't know where that came from. It's not
I don't
true.
know. It's out of all of them, it's the least.
Probably so, but still
smelly.
I'm telling you, if you're like me and you have about a half a bottle of vodka,
well,
people are going to smell it.
I know for a fact that they use it for cleaning because I think that they use it to clean the mats at the liquor store in the entryway because that smells like vodka.
Yeah.
No, Joe always takes a bottle of vodka camping, not specifically to drink, but
that's what he says.
but because he uses it to disinfect stuff.
This is we'll use this on our
and then you can drink it, but
we'll use this on our forks and knives and stuff. You see, and then I was like, what happened to the vodka?
It's a disinfectant.
Like my wife, when she used to buy beer, and it doesn't work really. But the thing is, you say if you put little dishes of beer in your garden, it attracts the slugs and they will drown.
Allegedly.
It doesn't really work.
Yeah.
But she bought a bunch of really cheap beer and put it in the refrigerator for that purpose. And she came home and it was gone. And she said, where's the beer? I said, oh, well, I drank it. She said, you drank the slug beer.
You drank the slug beer.
And so that's what any cheap beer, that's what she calls it.
The
slug beer.
And a guy in the chat room is calling you on the antitoxin part because he says it's literally a poison.
Well,
shut up, guy.
I'm just reading the list.
Here's Paulette Platt says, I've got a bottle of moonshine that is undrinkable, so I've been using it to clean with. See, there you go.
Okay. So
it's good news for Carrie.
It's, you know what it's also useful for? Destroying all your hopes and dreams.
Vodka?
Yeah. It's very good for that.
Now, see, somebody says that expensive vodka is a scam. You know, that you're paying more for it than you should. I don't care.
It's marketing.
I don't care. It's all about taste for me.
You have a favorite.
And I have a favorite, and it's expensive.
There are.
What's your favorite?
Kettle One.
There are some vodkas that don't have as much of the impurities taken out of them. The cheaper ones can be.
Stuff in a plastic bottle.
To me, they all taste about the same. I'm not a connoisseur.
The bottle makes a difference. I mean, it could be the same vodka, and it's packaged in a plastic bottle or a glass, but it's going to taste better in a glass.
There are definitely differences.
Why would that be, Gina?
Why would that taste
better in a glass bottle?
It just makes sense. No?
I don't think it makes one whit of difference.
None?
No, I've had good and bad vodkas in plastic bottles, but like everyone likes Tito's vodka, and I'm not partial to it. I prefer Kettle One.
I've never, not being a big vodka drinker, it's the one that I'll say, we're out of everything except vodka? Okay.
I guess I'll have vodka.
Yeah, so I would like to maybe do a test sometime with 3 or 4, just to see if I can, just blind and see if I can tell difference in taste.
Well, some are more harsh, some are more smooth. It just, it depends on the distilling process, what they're made of.
Smoother, I'll bet that's especially.
I mean, they all taste similar, but as far as ooh, that's harsh, you can definitely.
Well, there you go.
All right.
It's your medicine.
Do you remember the not vodka that we had in Russia? In St. Petersburg.
The not vodka?
It was not vodka. We were sitting with that couple in their house, in their apartment in St. Petersburg, Florida, and we started drinking. I don't know what we were drinking. And then they bring out this liquid that's kind of tinted red. It was red colored, and we're drinking it. And I thought, is this vodka? And they said, well, no. They were both doctors at a hospital. It's I forget which one. Is it ethyl alcohol that's not poison? It's the alcohol we have at the hospital, and we steal it because things were so bad.
Yeah.
We steal it from the hospital. We bring it home, and then we put a little cranberry juice.
And they drink it.
Yeah. It's
hospital alcohol.
Yeah, whichever one it is that won't kill you. I think it's the one they use for disinfecting things.
That's desperate.
Well, it was desperate times. You should have been there. Really? I'm not kidding.
I don't want to be there.
Well, I know, Gina, you don't want to be most places.
Oh, now here's someone who said, I bought Carrie a drink at Whiskey Street. I sent him a Tito's and soda. No, that was delicious because I wasn't drinking it straight. Tito's just, to me, straight just does not. And yes, Kirkland vodka is actually quite good.
And it's in a plastic bottle, right?
No, it's in a big glass bottle.
Oh, is it? Mm-hmm. I like the only way I drink vodka is straight. Cold, ice cold, and straight.
It's got to be. You put it in the freezer.
Yeah, I don't believe it. I don't mix many drinks.
You're just
unless I put a little water.
Takes
or ice
too much
in
time.
It. Yeah. Well, that's really what it is. Yeah. Notice that I like the taste of booze.
I'm so sad about my new shot glasses I just got.
Why?
I got them in Florida. And there's 2 of them, and one is it's the Blues Brothers, and one is a Jake glass, and one is an Elwood glass.
Is one tall and skinny and one short and fat?
It's just the artwork on the side. But then when you drink it, at the bottom of the glass, there's the logo of the 2 of them. Their faces. It's a famous logo. Yeah. And I've been sticking them in the dishwasher, and the bottom of the where the picture, the bottom of the glass is coming off of the Elwood one.
Yeah.
So I got to hand wash them now.
Yeah. I would suggest any kind of glassware or ceramic ware that you really, really like, it is expensive, don't dishwash.
Got to hand wash them now. I'm just going to pull them out and put them on my shelf and keep them because I have plenty of shot glasses. All right. Ready? Do the promo? Get out of here?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
On Thursday's Radio from Hell show.
At 6:45, it's Geek News on the radio.
Then at 7 a.m., it's Beat Gina. That's Grease/Grease country and movie trivia for a Prohibition gift card and tickets to the International Sportsman's Expo.
At 7:45, Sean Means come by to review all the movies, including A Wrinkle in Time.
That's all on Thursday's Radio from Hell show on X96. Oh, I forgot what my sign-off was.
So is this a movie about time getting really old?
A Wrinkle in Time?
Wrinkle in Time.
There's a wrinkle. Oh, okay.
I forgot
what your sign off was.
Something I stole.
You got to write that stuff down.
I usually do.
Don't you have your work pen and
Have
your work papers?
I got them right here.
Oh, you didn't write it down?
I didn't write it down.
Sorry.
Well, then, live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Stay care.
Really?
What's been a while?
Write it down next time, would you? John Smith is next.
A 1-hour nonstop music wingding starts now. Utah's original alternative, X96.